Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
Kick out Bradley. Air is still flying in and throws it.
Who's checking in for the LA Clippers for the first time? Darius Garland, the two-time All-Star, traded from Cleveland, along with a second-round pick on February 4th. He's last played January 14th. He's been out with that toe injury.
Pulse hits it. Now the Warriors out in front. Oh, Garland creates the contact, but not the whistle. He knocks down the shot nevertheless. Murray heaves it up and heaves it in.
So now it's the Jackets turn here on a 2-on-1. Marchenko with Fantilli. Kirill Marchenko fires. He scores!
Oh, yeah, good stuff last night. And welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM1310 WDPN as we come to you live from the Canson Memorial Fieldhouse today as we bring you our, well, we're getting ready for the tournament tonight. This is where it all begins for us as far as, like, we're going to be going now a couple of days a week all the way through. I'm getting a little echo, Rainsburg. I'm not sure why that's popping through, but just want to give you a heads up there. Tonight, over on Q92, we've got Jackson McKinley. Lee and I will be here at the Fieldhouse. Let's see, what else we got tonight? Jay Wilhelm is going to be on 1310 WDPN tonight. He'll be calling the Louisville Alliance game. Christian will be calling the West Branch boys game on the Q92 radio YouTube channel. So we got people all over Northeast Ohio today, and we got you covered with all the tournament action, and tournament games will continue for us AM and FM now the rest of the week. As soon as we know who wins and who's matched up with who, we'll make our decisions, who's going to go, where they're going to go, and where you can catch the games between 1310 and, of course, Q92. Phone lines are wide open, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can always text as well at 330-924-7088. And don't forget, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, the chat is wide open right now. You can get in, chat with us throughout the show. We'll be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. So as I mentioned, as we open the show, we are at the Fieldhouse. And right now the McKinley girls are actually getting their last, I guess, practice walkthrough in before they head out tonight. They've got tournament action. There's a ton of girls games tonight, a lot of boys games tonight. We'll keep you covered here between all of our stations on AM and FM. But so they're going to do a little quick workout here, then they'll be done, and then it'll probably be quiet again, like it was on Friday over at Louisville. We did the show there, and because of the no junior varsity games anymore now, it's just varsity only. It tends to get really, really quiet several hours before the game, and then even, really the teams don't even really show up till around a little bit before 6 o'clock to get situated and dressed and everything figured out and ready to go. So I can anticipate that's going to kind of happen again here today, but that's okay. We'll create our own energy here this afternoon before we leave you a little bit later on at 6 o'clock. Still getting that echo. I'm not sure why I'm getting that, but yeah, that's still happening. So we got tournament hoops tonight, AM and FM. We are going to be talking some Browns football this afternoon as well. We're going to be talking with Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report at 3:35. We'll talk a little Browns, a little draft, a little quarterback room, maybe what Todd Monken's may be thinking about as far as the quarterback situation. And we touched on it here a little bit yesterday with Watson and Shedeur and how that might work out and the different dynamics there. So we'll talk to Freddie about that coming up at 3:35. Also, we will have a little Cavs Pistons talk today at 4:10. Sean Deveney from Athlon Sports is going to join us. Hey, tonight, guess who's coming to town? Those rotten Pistons, right? We owe them. We should cheat them like they cheated us the other night. But so we got Sean will be coming up here today, and we're looking forward to that. I don't really believe much in like revenge games and stuff like that in the NBA. You can't get caught up in that over 82 games. But I sure would like to put it to Detroit tonight. I really, really would. I think it would do wonders for us on a lot of levels. That we can beat the Pistons after having them and letting them get away. If you could beat them at home, imagine the energy at Rocket Arena and through the city. Moving forward, yes, we can beat the Pistons. Yes, they were a 46-45 win team. Yes, they're in front of us in the division. And yes, we probably won't catch them, but that's okay. Just the fact that we can go out there tonight and not just play with the Pistons, but beat them and let them know. Hashtag let them know. Just go beat them. That's all I'm looking for tonight. And I have to check the injury report again here throughout the afternoon. We'll see who's going to be available. I'm hoping James Harden can go. I don't know about James Harden yet. I've been checking all afternoon, but we'll keep doing that. And as soon as we find out, we'll let you know who's in and who's out tonight. We'll take a look at the top 25 college basketball schedule. A couple of games going on this evening. We'll get you ready for the World Baseball Classic. My gosh, I completely forgot about that until like last night. And so spring training camps are going to get a little interruption here, and the World Baseball Classic will get underway, and we'll see how that turns out. It takes a little bit of time to get going, but once it gets going and it gets to that fever pitch, that crescendo, like the last 2 or 3 games, it's pretty cool stuff. It's real good cinema. So we'll get into that a little bit later today as well. Also, Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports, is going to be joining us a little bit after 5 o'clock today. Just a little quick chat on his thoughts on the Louisville Alliance game. He'll be calling tonight right here on 1310 WDPN. So Jay will be on us at about 5:10. Lee Foster will join me here at the Fieldhouse at 5:35, and we'll break down the whole tournament, the whole deal tonight, all the games coming up in and around the area, and see who may be able to move on to the next round coming up a little bit later on this weekend. Don't forget, 429, Sammy's best bet. No good last night. No bueno. Got to get it together tonight. So we got that at 429. We've got on this day in sports history at 529. And we've got some other cool stuff as well. Our poll question today, by the way, which high school basketball tournament game will you be attending tonight? Which high school basketball tournament game are you going to tonight? Checking out a boys game? You're going to go check out a girls game in the area? Let us know. 330-821-1310. You can text us as well, and also drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel in the chat. Just kind of getting in that tournament spirit tonight, that tournament mood. We want to know which games you're going to be going to tonight. Let us know. We can talk about some of those games as well. We are coming up on 25 minutes past the hour. We'll step out. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and we'll get into things here on the Sam Bourquin Show, live at the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse. It's tournament time, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Of all the ways to get ahead in life, we're one of them, and we're legal. The John Tesh Radio Show.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room.
You're just trying to be better. We're just trying to help. The John Tesh Radio Show.
Join me for music and intelligence for your life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's intelligence for your life.
Dad's gonna be far side. Good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do the wiggles.
Slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
WDPN, welcome back to the Cancer Memorial Fieldhouse. Sam Bourquin here. Ryan Rainsberg is back in the studios on Smith Avenue in beautiful Alliance, Ohio. Let's check out the Guardians right now. 4-0 over the Dodgers in the bottom of the first inning. Johnny Manzardo. Did I say Johnny Manzardo? Kyle Manzardo just hit a grand slam for the Guards. They lead the Dodgers 4-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Hosey was on base. Rocchio was on base. Stephen Kwan was on base. And Manzardo came up to the plate at Goodyear Ballpark and whacked it out of the yard. So the Guards off to a good start today, 4-0 over the Dodgers. 7 o'clock tip tonight, 7:12 tip at the Rocket Arena. The Cavaliers will take on the Detroit Pistons. Cleveland, a 2.5-point underdog at home tonight, and the total right now by the experts is 228.5. Now, there is also some World Baseball Classic, like tune-up games going on right now. But I'm not going to bother with the scores, but the Pirates are playing Colombia. Panama is taking on the Yankees today. Baltimore and the Netherlands. Team Canada is playing Toronto. And the Mets are playing Nicaragua. So that's just some of the other. Israel is playing the Marlins. United States is going up against the Giants. We'll give you that score. U.S. up on top of the Giants 2-1 in the bottom of the first. There's a lot of games going on today. We'll take a look at some of those scores as we go through the afternoon. Don't forget the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Chat is alive and well, so get in there today. Our poll question today is, which high school basketball tournament game will you be attending tonight? Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Going to go check out a boys game, a girls game. You're going to be making a little bit of a road trip tonight. You're staying in town. Who you got your eye on tonight? Which games are you going to be attending as far as high school hoops as the tournament is alive and rolling? Let us know, 330-821-1310, or drop it off in the chat, and we'll go through that as well. Right now, we're going to step out. We got the news. We got the weather coming up. When we return, we'll talk to Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report. Talk a little Browns, a little Shador, a little Deshaun, and a little NFL draft. That's on the way here, live at the Fieldhouse on AM1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. Iran struck the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia's capital with a drone early today as it continued to target areas around the region. Across Iran's capital, Tehran, explosions rang out overnight as the U.S. and Israel pounded Iran with airstrikes since killing its supreme leaders Saturday. Hundreds of people are reported dead in Iran. Iran and its allies have hit back against Israel, neighboring Gulf states, and targets critical to the world's oil and natural gas production. Conflict has also spread to Lebanon, where the Iranian-supported militant group Hezbollah fired fired missiles at Israel Monday, prompting Israel to retaliate. ABC's Jordana Miller reports Israel is expanding its military footprint in the region.
The Israeli army has gone into southern Lebanon and taken several more positions inside Lebanon along the border. They say this isn't a ground incursion, but certainly it could set the stage for one in the weeks ahead.
More U.S. forces are heading to the Middle East as the war with Iran intensifies, and Americans are urged to leave the region. This amid mixed messages from the White House about why the war at this moment. More from ABC's Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce in Washington.
The president has been urging the Iranian people to overthrow the government. But at the Pentagon, Secretary Hegseth adamant regime change was not the U.S. objective.
This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change, and the world is better off for it.
On Capitol Hill, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee questioning the president's justification for starting this war now.
But if we equate a threat to Israel as the equivalent of an imminent threat to the United States, then we are in uncharted territory.
Oil prices are up sharply as the widening Iran war disrupted tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, highlighting how important the passageway is to the world's oil supply. The strait is the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf through which about a fifth of the world's oil passes. Tankers traveling through the strait, which is bordered in the north by Iran, carry oil and gas from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Qatar, Bahrain, the UAE, and Iran. Most of that oil goes to Asia. Any disruption to traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is highly disruptive to the overall oil trade. It's 47 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's going to be a milder weather day with a high near 50 degrees. Some scattered rain showers moving in during the afternoon under a mainly cloudy sky. Overnight tonight, some scattered rain lingering before midnight mainly. Our low near 40. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Certainly hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show as we're live here at the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse. That's a crazy little background, isn't it? We got shingles, panels, light fixtures. We got an old-fashioned brown door. We've got a looks to be an electrical malt box. Oh my goodness! Hey, this is the Fieldhouse, baby. You love it. You love it no matter what. Phones are open 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Checking in with, we will be checking in with Fred Greetham coming up here as soon as I get the okay to do so. A little bit later on, we are going to be talking with Sean Deveney from Athlon Sports. We'll talk a little Cavs and a little NBA. Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports. We'll talk a little Alliance Louisville tournament game at 5:10. And my partner Lee Foster will drop by here at 5:35 for the Fieldhouse. We'll get into all of the high school hoops tonight here as well. A little bit later on, Sammy's Best Bet, and of course, on this day in sports history. Also, be careful if you're out today. It's kind of raining, a little misty. Visibility's not the greatest, so if you're out and about today, be careful as you try to get from point A to point B. I do this morning, it was about 31, 32 degrees. I was taking our son to school this morning. And there were some icy spots out there on some of the streets. So I don't know. It probably should be gone by now, but be careful if you're out and about. Raspberry, we got our guy Fred ready to go?
Not yet. I got to send him a text.
Okay. All right. So as soon as we get Fred on, we will get ready to go. In the meantime, where are you going tonight? High school basketball tournament game. Where are you going? Would love to know where everybody's going tonight. Hopefully, there'll be a bunch of you that'll come to the Fieldhouse tonight. I know some of our teams are going to be taking a little bit of a road trip this evening. But if you're going anywhere, let us know. 330-821-13 to drop your comments in the comment section of the Q92 Radio YouTube
All right,
chat.
Fred is here and ready to go.
Okay, I got to make one little quick text here, and I'll be ready to go. And we are ready to go right now. All right, without any further ado, as we sit high atop the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse, getting ready for hoops tonight, we're also going to get you ready for a little football. Let's bring in Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report, kind enough to join us on this dreary Tuesday afternoon. Fred, good afternoon. How you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Sam, doing all right.
Hey, good to see you. Looking good. Like that background there. That is sharp. That is really nice. So we talked yesterday. We got into a little discussion, so to speak, about Shador and Sean and who we thought might end up winning more this year. And we're trying to read the room of Bourquin, how he might go one way or the other as far as his philosophy, who he thinks is more talented, all those kind of things. If I said, Fred, could you read Todd Bourquin's room right now and where he may be apt to give one guy a little bit of a nudge over the other? And I know we're far away, but any thoughts there at all?
Yeah, it broke up a little bit, so I think you were asking me how he reads the room.
Yes.
I mean, really, it's hard to know, and it's going to start coming into play, less than a week from now when we find out, are they kicking the tires? Are they going hard after a free agent quarterback such as Malik Willis or somebody like that? Or are they looking to trade for a veteran quarterback that's already under contract, or looking at potential releases? It's really hard, and he shouldn't have tipped his hand really so far because he really hasn't seen these guys on the field. But he's coming in here from outside. He saw Deshaun Watson lead his team back to a win in the last game, really, that Watson played, I think, that year. And then he played a few games the next year. But as far as saying he gives them a clean slate, I mean, I can see where he's coming from. He's 60 years old. He wants to make the most of this. He doesn't want to be one and done. So he's really looking for somebody that can make it happen and they can win. It's hard for me to believe that he would be in discussions and saying, hey, we're really looking to tank this year, so next year we can draft a quarterback. So that leaves you with Watson. That leaves you with Gabriel and Sanders. And I don't know if he feels like he's seen enough from Shador Sanders on tape to say, look, that's what we're going to build around this guy. We've seen great elite playmaking abilities, what he said at the combine. So it's really hard for me to put a definitive where he's at. But I think he has shown that he's adaptable and works with all kinds. He's worked with air raid quarterbacks. He's worked with running dominated quarterbacks. You saw what he did with Lamar Jackson. He's been successful. That's why he got the job. And that's what you brought him in here for, is to find the quarterback and build the offense. You did that at the risk of blowing up your defense by upsetting Jim Schwartz and having him move on. And so we're going to start the book. The next chapter is going to start unfolding here pretty soon. And, I'm kind of anxious to see what direction it's going to go.
Yeah, me too. Fred Greetham is our guest from the Orange and Brown Report. Check him out at Fred Greetham 9 on X and social media. So you mentioned a couple of guys. Willis was one of them, I remember you saying. Do you think the Browns would go down that road, or would they look at the room and say, you know what, we don't really want to fiddle around with having 4 or 5 guys in camp again. We have a decent enough room here. Do you think they would just go that route, or do you think they would roll the dice on a Malik Willis or somebody else just to bring him in?
Well, if they're sold on this is the next guy, you're committing to him. He's not coming in here to battle for the job. He is your franchise quarterback, at least for the next, 3 years, 2-3 years. Anything can happen, if the guy doesn't produce, but you're going to have to give him a lot of money and guarantees that he's going to play in order. And probably in the Brown situation, they would probably have to outbid anybody else, because on the surface, this does not look like the greatest cockpit to just jump right into with a rebuild offensive line and so forth. So when you look at free agency, Daniel Jones, the last I saw, got tagged by the Colts. Then you're looking at the proverbial retreads, the Kirk Cousins, the Mariotas, the Geno Smiths, possibly guys that could get cut. And so it's really hard to know what they're really looking for. I don't think they're going to go big all in to get Malik Willis. I could be completely wrong on that. Yeah. But I think that if he looks and says, well, I can do with Shedeur Sanders everything I can see from a Willis, then that's where you go. Because in effect, Sam, if you go all in to get Willis, you're also basically, you're done with Sanders because you're not, you decided doesn't have the ceiling to pursue. And I don't see him as really being a good fit as a backup quarterback. We saw last year. He's more of you're either the starter or you're not going to be on the roster is the way I feel it.
Yep, 100% agree.
And so that's what we don't know. And what does he look at Deshaun Watson? I mean, to an outsider, he might say, look, this guy I remember was really good. We've all been through it in the baggage, and you're feeling like the window's just about closed on this era. Don't open it back up. But he might say, because I'll tell you this with Watson, I watched him at Greenbrier for 2 training camps. I watched him in summer, in spring, and he looked really good to me. Yeah. And I think when he gets on the field, he's going to really look like the best quarterback between Sanders and Gabriel. And if they truly open it up, I don't know how they're going to say, well, we're going to go with Sanders or somebody else because the players are going to know. And so that's where it's the elephant in the room. Say he plays and he does pretty well or even average. Well, then he's going to leave because I don't think he's going to say, oh, you guys were so good to me, I'm going to stay here for a discount. He's trying to get another contract and go somewhere else. So I don't know. I'm kind of fascinated to see how they handle this. That they've kicked it down, but sooner or later they're going to have to declare what they're doing. And a lot of that will be by the moves they make here starting within the next week.
Yeah. Fred, if I was a bet man, okay, well, sometimes I am. I would say Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to be the guy, and then, typical our fashion, he'll go out and light the world on fire, and then you're stuck with, okay, well, do we give this guy another deal or what do we do? With the new cap, Fred, I think they added another $30 million to the cap, and that certainly would help the Browns as far as if they wanted to bring in another quarterback or free agency or stuff like that. But man, I would take that extra money and I would try to just get another big offensive lineman. You just got the guy from Houston the other day for the 5th round pick. I certainly hope they draft a couple, and we'll get into that in a minute too. But with that extra cap cash, what do you think the Browns may do? What direction would they lean?
I can see them in free agency. The offensive line, I agree. The guy they got is very versatile. The money they're paying him tells me he's going to be a tackle. I think he's been a right tackle. I really think they got to find their answer at left tackle. They could identify somebody in a trade. Those are what Andrew Berry likes to do. But if going into free agency, I see them pinpointing one or two positions. I already mentioned if they decide like Malik Willis is the guy, that's where they're going to go for. But on the offensive line, I think would be better spent. In free agency, left tackle, right tackle seem to get big time money in free agency. In fact, all of them will. I don't know how high the bidding would go on Tyler Lindenbaum, but if they can pinpoint and go all in to get him, you would weaken the Ravens, a division foe, as well as give yourself an anchor on the offensive line. Then you would have your center, your right tackle, and you can fill in to a lesser degree. There's a lot of guards in free agency. You know, I've looked, and Wyatt Teller, you know, would be listed in free agency, but there's probably 8 to 10 offensive linemen ranked higher than him in free agency that are younger. And if Joe Bitonio ends up coming back, you know, it's not going to be as big a gaping hole. But I think the draft is where you get your left tackle. I think they were right when they went and used the 10th pick in Andrew Berry's first draft to take an offensive tackle. The problem is they took the wrong one. They took Jedrick Wills, who was a right tackle, and tried to convert him to the left side when you had Tristan Wirfs there, who went 3 picks later. He's like a 5-time Pro Bowler for Tampa Bay. There's a couple guys at the top of the draft. Maui Goa and Fano have played mostly right tackle. I think a guy like Monroe Freeling, who's been called the biggest riser in the draft, is a true left tackle, played at Georgia 6'7". That could be where you get your long-term left tackle. Whether you get him, have to use 6 to get him, or you can get him, you know, somewhere else in the first round. That's the direction I'd go. I would think you'd mix it up. You have a draft pick or two, a free agent or a trade or two, and you can overhaul your offensive line just like the Bears did, and Andrew Berry even said they were a good model. They had 2 trades, a free agent, and they kept a guy, and they free agent, 2 trades, internal, and you know, somewhere else I think they picked up, but they had a high dollar trade when they got Joe Thuney. And so I just think you need an anchor. And Lindenbaum obviously is going to, if he hits the open market, it's going to be pursued heavily. But there are a couple other centers that if they can't get him, they could also get to be the anchor on the inside.
Fred Greetham is our guest from the Orange and Brown Report. Check him out at Fred Greetham 9. You can see it on the screen there at Fred Greetham 9 on X or Twitter, whichever you prefer. So with Todd Monken coming in, and he he's been waiting for this forever. I'm interested to see what you think about what his philosophy is going to be on how to attack camp. Is he the kind of guy that would like to do joint practices with other teams? He already come out and said, Fred, we're going to hit. He says you don't play physical football unless you hit. So I like that so far. What else do we maybe know about Monken and the way he might try to handle things early on?
Yeah, I think he's going to set the tone with physicalness. He's been around, you know, the Ravens, who've always been physical. And I like the aspect of hitting in camp, because I don't think you can really be good at tackling and some of those things you need to do in football if you don't practice it. Kevin Stefanski was more, I don't want anybody to get hurt. And I get that. But I look at the injured list, injured reserve list, and the Browns were always with the longest list, you know, even by the end of the season in practices. And some of these other teams seem to find a way. So I don't know what the magic elixir is, but I do think that he is going to set the tone, set the mark. I don't know if this first year, because there'll be kind of an unknown commodity, if he'll want to keep it a little close to the vest. But I do think joint practices is kind of the wave currently, and I think it's the wave of the future. Teams don't play their guys in the preseason games. They do the joint practices so they can really match them up and evaluate the players going against players in certain situations. So I wouldn't be surprised, especially since they get an extra week of off-season, extra week, I think, of training camp. So I think he's going to use all that to his abilities. I think he wants to, you know, make a good first impression. You know, we've seen coaches one and done. I don't think he wants that at all. He knows this might be his only opportunity. So I think that I kind of liken him to Bruce Arians, who didn't get the first chance until he was 60. And we all know what he did. And so I think Monken's going to take the same approach. No foolishness, all business, and let's see what's go. But I do think a degree of physicalness is what he is going to set the tone with early.
Fred, I want to touch on the draft just for a couple of minutes, and we'll let you roll. I had mentioned on the show yesterday that where we are, usually I'm not trade down guy. You might be able to get me to do that this year unless I really have zeroed in on somebody at that 6 spot. Percentages the Browns roll with that pick at 6, or do they trade back and try to accumulate a few more?
Well, I mean, it's all over the place. I think a lot of it will depend on what they do in the next month with free agency. If they address most all their needs, perceived needs, particularly wide receiver, we all know left tackle, then that takes a little of the pressure off the best player available. I mean, I could really see a situation, I wrote about it last week, where you're sitting there and the best player on the board is Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese, all on the defense. The Browns don't really need defensive players, but do you let one of those guys go, especially if Downs is the next Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed or a legitimate Hall of Fame caliber player, even though he's at a safety position, he's on defense. Obviously, other teams will want to trade up, but the Browns aren't going to give it away. To answer your question, I think there's a really good chance they trade down because they had so much success last year trading the Travis Hunter pick at 2 to 5. You only went down 3 spots, and in effect, you got Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins, Dylan Sampson, and this year, number 1 pick. They thought it was going to be higher, but even without the pick, that's a pretty good haul. 3 really good players for 1. And so if he can go from 6 to 8 or 9 and not have to go way down and pick up, whatever that shows you can pick up, even if it's another second or something like that, I can see him doing it. But there are only, I've read as few as 11 first round graded players.
Wow.
You really want to get a generational player if there is one there. And that's why I say, depend on how the first 5 picks go. I think they need to get a wide receiver first, just because I feel that there's only 2 or 3 of them, and you need a blue chip top line wide receiver, not a guy you take in the 3rd round and hope he's pretty good. That's what Andrew Berry has not done. He has not brought in any through the draft, blue chip receivers. If you think Carnell Tate's that guy, you take him with that pick, or Makai Lemon, or Jordan Tyson. If you don't, then you're more apt to trade down a couple spots or whatever if you can accumulate the picks. When he said they think they're going to be more hyper aggressive a year from now, that tells me they want to win, but they don't think they're ready to win this year in a big way that they could next year if they add the haul they did in 2025. You add 3-4 guys like you did on offense this offseason in the draft, I think you're set to go for a future. You just need the quarterback, and I don't see them getting that guy sitting where they're sitting at 6.
Yep. All roads lead back to we got to have the quarterback. Fred Greetham, Orange and Brown Report. Check him out at Fred Greetham 9 on X. Fred, we always appreciate the time. Great insight as always. It's once again going to be a very interesting offseason. Thanks for your time. So long, Fred.
Okay, Sam. Good talking to you.
You bet. There he goes. Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report, talking a little Browns draft, a little personnel, a little Todd Monken today here on the program. Any thoughts, comments on our conversation? 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Mike on Twitter. Sounds like Coach G has them working in the background. Oh, you better believe it. Coach Gracie is getting after him today. He is getting after him today, no doubt. The Dong Bobbler, the Browns being more physical in practice will make the difference. 100% sure. ... Richard checking in on the Q92 Radio YouTube chat. Kyler Murray is the Lamar Jackson light for Monken's offense. Brown could make a run in the weekend AFC North. Richard, I appreciate your comment. I don't know if you had us on yesterday. I want absolutely nothing to do with Kyler Murray. Nothing. Kyler Murray needs to go play baseball with the Las Vegas A's. I don't want Kyler Murray. I'm not the GM or the coach of the Browns, so it could happen, but I do not want him. Let's take a break. Sam Bourquin Show live from the Fieldhouse on AM 1310 WDPN. We'll be right back.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. We got about a minute before we get to the top of the hour with all your news and weather. Get you all caught up with what's going on in your world as we continue our broadcast live today from the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse. A little bit later on tonight over on our sister station Q92, you can join me and Lee Foster. We bring you Division I District Semifinal. The Kent McKinley Bulldogs will face off against the Jackson Polar Bears for the third time this year. But tonight, it's win or go home. We'll have it for you at 7 over on Q92 and, of course, Q92radiosports.com. Do want to thank Freddie Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report for talking a little Browns with us here this afternoon. Tonight on WDPN, we will have Louisville and Alliance, and Jay Wilhelm will have the call there. Over on our Q92 Radio YouTube channel tonight, Christian will have the call on the West Branch Boys game. That will begin sharp at 7 p.m. Let's see here. Scooter says, with the Browns, I'm like folks from Missouri. Show me, meaning show me a winning season before I get emotionally involved again. 100% agree, Scooter. 100% agree. Show me something. Quit talking. Start doing. Start doing the right thing. Do the smart thing. That's where we need to get. All right. 1 hour in, 2 more big hours to go. We're going to talk Cavs and Pistons a little bit after the 4 o'clock break. We got top 25 hoops. We'll get back into the high school talk. The Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Which high school tournament basketball game are you going to tonight? Let us know, and we'll have a little conversation there as well. Phone lines open 330-821-1310. Text is ready to roll too at 330-924-7088. The news is next.
An important part of the Alliance community since 1953. You're listening to AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. The conflict intensifying in the Middle East, and the U.S. and Israel continue strikes on Iran, and Iranian forces carry out strikes across the region. Thousands of Americans stranded in the Middle East. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the State Department now working on evacuation flights.
The State Department is now actively, as it has been now for the last 72 hours, implementing our plans to help Americans in the Middle East be able to depart.
ABC's Matt Rivers is in Beirut, Lebanon, and says many commercial flights have been canceled in the following days.
There are a lot of Americans who live and work in this part of the world. There are people who are here on vacation. They all remain trapped for the most part at this point because airspace remains closed. And that's not to mention the continued threats that U.S. bases, military bases, and U.S. embassies are experiencing here as they remain consistent targets of Iranian missiles.
This past hour, Dubai authorities confirmed a fire resulting from a drone-related incident near the U.S. consulate has been successfully contained. No injuries. This is ABC News.
Hear that? That's what having fewer hot flashes and night sweats can sound like. Veoza is the #1 prescribed hormone-free treatment FDA approved for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause. Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. A judge has ruled Amish mother Ruth Miller not guilty by reason of insanity in the drowning death of her 4-year-old son at Atwood Lake. The 40-year-old Miller waived her right to a jury, so the case was decided by Tuscarawas County Common Pleas Judge Michael Ernest. Today's verdict was based on his review of police reports and mental health evaluations. Authorities say both Miller and her husband, who died during the August 2025 incident, suffered from spiritual delusion at the time, and she was struggling with severe mental illness. Miller was charged with aggravated murder. A hearing is set for March 13th to determine her treatment and where it will take place. A former Canton local schools student is barred from district property after alleged threats targeting Canton South Middle School. Superintendent Larry Tosh says law enforcement investigated the incident Monday night, conducted interviews, and confirms there is no active threat. School will continue as scheduled. Families are urged to report any safety concerns to administrators or local police. Meanwhile, Cedar Elementary School in Canton is back to normal after a brief lockdown. Around 9:45 this morning, the school went on a modified lockdown while police searched for a suspect in an armed robbery in the area. The suspect is in custody, and students and staff resumed regular activities. The family of Cole Parker speaks out as a Stark County judge rejects a plea deal for Michael Kennedy of Canton Township, accused of striking Parker with a skid steer loader last August. Common Pleas Judge Frank Forcioni rescinded his approval of the deal after hearing emotional testimony Monday. The repository reports the proposed deal would have reduced a felony reckless homicide charge to a misdemeanor. The incident occurred in Perry Township during a bonfire when the Canton Township man backed over Parker while operating the machinery. Parker died the next day. Forcioni will meet with prosecutors and defense attorneys March 9th to set a new trial date. A Canton man is jailed after refusing to comply with police and hiding an endangered missing person Monday night. Around 7:20, officers responded to a home in the 1600 block of Edwards Avenue Northeast. 32-year-old Stanley Lewis and the missing person, 24-year-old Cheyenne Asher, both of the address, allegedly refused to comply with officers and hid inside the home. Police say Lewis was found with a rifle and 2 handguns. He has a prior felony conviction, making it illegal for him to possess guns. Lewis faces charges of having weapons under disability and obstructing official business. He is scheduled for arraignment tomorrow in Canton Municipal Court. Alliance City Council approves several measures. Lawmakers agreed Monday to transfer $100,000 for building demolitions. The program is largely funded by grants. Council also accepted a roughly $619,000 grant from ODOT to replace a bridge in the 100 block of East Broadway Street. Construction is expected in 2029. Council approved legislation to purchase the former North Lincoln School property from the Alliance School District for $10, with plans to transfer it to the Greater Alliance Development Corporation for redevelopment. Wastewater treatment rates will increase April 1st. Under an ordinance, sewage rates will rise 38% and leachate rates by 5%. Canton City Council has approved the demolition of the historic Ritz Hotel apartments. The roughly $94,000 project will be reimbursed by the Stark County Land Bank, with demolition set to begin as soon as weather permits. The 6th Street Northwest facility was built in 1929 and had fallen into disrepair. The Ritz was declared unfit for occupancy in 2024. Council also authorized the $2.9 million West Manor area water main replacement project, more design funding for a future roundabout at Fulton Road and 25th Street Northwest, and hired new water reclamation chief Clint Krendick. A former Springfield Township firefighter will serve time in prison after pleading guilty to sex offenses in Portage County. 29-year-old Brian Swansaker was sentenced Monday to 1 year behind bars. He pled guilty in September to charges of gross sexual imposition and aggravated assault. Swansaker must also register as a sex offender. The charges stem from a January 2024 incident involving a woman Swansaker met on a dating app. A second case against him is pending in Mahoning County. A pretrial hearing is set for April 9th. Poland Seminary High School is closed today after a potential threat targeting the building. School officials say the threat was isolated and all other Poland local schools are open and operating as normal. District leaders contacted authorities Monday. An investigation is ongoing. A Warren man will serve 24 to 28 years in prison after pleading no contest to child pornography charges. The plea came Monday when the retrial of 29-year-old Trent Adicott was scheduled to begin. Trumbull County Common Pleas Judge Ronald Rice sentenced Adicott to 8 years to run consecutively with his previous 16 to 20 years sentence. The retrial followed an appeals court ruling that vacated 4 counts due to hearsay and sentencing errors. Adicott's attorney says he plans to appeal. A man is in custody after allegedly shooting into a Warren home with children inside Thursday. 35-year-old Keith Hawley of Warren, multiple charges, including discharging a firearm and having weapons under disability. Police say Hawley was stopped and arrested after driving his vehicle near the scene. No one was hurt, but bullet holes were found in windows and a bedroom on Idlewild Street. Hawley pleaded not guilty Friday in municipal court and is held on $750,000 bond. It's 47 degrees and Alliance at 407. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Scattered rain moving in during your Tuesday afternoon under a mainly cloudy sky, a high a little milder near 50 degrees. Overnight, some rain during the evening and then just mainly cloudy after that with a low near 40. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Kick out Bradley. Air is still flying in and throws it.
Who's checking in for the LA Clippers for the first time? Darius Garland, the two-time All-Star, traded from Cleveland along with a second-round pick on February 4th. He's last played January 14th. He's been out with that toe injury.
Bowles hits it. Now the Warriors out in front. Oh, Garland creates the contact, but not the whistle. He knocks down the shot nevertheless. Murray heaves it up and heaves it in.
Listen, now it's the Jackets turn here on a 2-on-1. Marchenko with Fantilli. Kirill Marchenko fires. He scores!
With that, we welcome you into hour number 2 of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on 1310 WDPN as we come to you live from the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse. As tonight, big tournament night for all of us here on WDPN and, of course, down the hall at Q92. Tonight, here on WDPN, we will have Louisville Alliance. Jay Wilhelm will have the call. Christian will have the call on the West Branch Boys tonight on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. So don't forget about that. And then we will bring you Kent McKinley and Jackson tonight over on Q92 and, of course, Q92Radiosports.com and all of our social media platforms. You can join myself and Lee Foster as the Bulldogs and the Polar Bears get ready to go tonight in district semifinal play. We have, I believe we've got games for you coming up this Friday and Saturday between AM and FM and YouTube. I don't have that schedule in front of me this instant because, number one, we don't know what's going to happen tonight. We don't know who's going to win and advance in this and that. Then we got to figure out the brackets and the bigger games coming up this weekend. So we'll get all that squared away, and we'll get ready to go. 330-821-1310 is our telephone number, 330-821-1310. Coming up here in just a second, we're going to check in with Sean Deveney from, let's see here. Okay, we'll be checking in with Sean here as soon as he checks in with us. In the meantime, I want to thank Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report for talking some Browns with us here on the show. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Which high school basketball tournament game will you be going to tonight? You going to be staying in town? Are you going to make a little road trip? You going to go to a boys game? You going to go to a girls game? What do you think there? What do you think? There's a lot of great games all over the place. A lot of great games. So we'll see what happens there as far as the high school hoops. Where are you going tonight? We'd like to know. We'll kick that around here a little bit this afternoon. All right, I've been seeing here on a couple of social media sites, boy, you know, anymore with AI and stuff, you really have to be careful with what you're looking at and who's posting but I'm seeing a couple of different places now that I guess the Cardinals are going to go ahead and release Kyler Murray. I can't say that's 100% official because I've only seen it on a couple of places, but it looks. I don't know, Rainsbury, if you can check on that for me anywhere about Kyler Murray being being released from the Cardinals. I don't want to say that he's going to be released when he's not, but I've sort of seen this pop up here a little bit.
It looks like the BRNFL, that seems to be the case. Headline says Kyler Murray reportedly will be released by Cardinals. QB apologizes to fans for failed run. That was 9 minutes ago.
Okay,
It's also
so
on
that would be
ESPN.
Okay, that would be Bleacher Report. I am seeing some stuff from Rap Sheet, which of course is Ian Rappaport. So it looks like Kyler Murray is going to be released by the Cardinals.
Yeah, I see it on ESPN.com.
Yeah, and as I just said before we went to the break, I don't want Kyler Murray. No, he's not an NFL quarterback. I don't want him. On the computer here. Kicking Bass 17 says he's going to go to the Maslin Green tonight, Maslin Green tournament game. Jeffrey says he's going to head up to Walsh and check out boys and girls first round GMAC tournament games. Good luck to everybody, as well as the Mighty Purple Raiders in the upcoming tournament. So where are you going to go tonight? Which games are you going to go check out? 330-821-1310. Or also, you can text in at 330-924-7088. Let me check and see if we get a couple more answers here on a couple other places. There's a lot of games tonight between boys and girls, Division I, Division II, Division III, what have you. And I know we got a ton of games coming up this weekend. Girls will be in regional title games this weekend. Boys will be finishing up district championship games this weekend. And once you get there, it's like, okay, who's going to rock and roll and get where they want to go? Let's see here. Mike says, I'm not going anywhere tonight, but I will be tuned in to listen to the Aviators and the Leopards tonight on 1310. Mike, we certainly do appreciate that. Check out a couple more things here real quick. I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. And thank goodness I have another cell phone with me. I keep getting this alert on the main phone that I use like all the time that moisture has been detected in my charger USB port. So I can't charge it because, of course, I tried to charge it and I get this really irritating noise and like danger, danger, danger. So I have to pull the charger back out of the phone. Now it says I can charge it wirelessly. Well, I don't have a wireless charger here, and I'm getting down to almost 50%. And this phone is so old that it doesn't hold a charge worth a crap. And I'm afraid I'm going to be without it here a little bit later on tonight because I'm really going to need it because I got to be able to text with Rainsburg and post stuff. And I've been like shaking the phone up and down. I've been trying to I don't see any moisture inside of it, but for some reason, every time I go to charge it, I get that real annoying alert and buzz, and it won't charge. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't shut it off during the show. I need it for communication purposes. I got to have it on during the game tonight, and I don't know. Has anybody ever had issues with that before? And if so, how long does it take to get the moisture out of your phone? Now, I know for a fact, this phone is never around water or moisture or, anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out, you know what? The only thing I can figure is when I walked in from the car, maybe somehow, some crazy way that maybe some rain hit it or got in there, which I don't know how that would happen when I had the phone, kind of going upwards. But I don't know how long does moisture stay in a phone? Yeah, I still got that alert on there, so I can't charge it. And like every couple of minutes that goes by, the percentage of charge goes down. Like just in the 5 minutes that I've been on since we came back, I've lost like 3% of the charge. So this could be interesting tonight. But yeah, anybody have any recommendations how to charge my phone when I can't charge it? I don't have a wireless charger here.
You got to dry out that audio port, blow into it like a Game Boy cartridge.
I've been doing that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In between breaks, I've been going. You can watch me. I'm doing it right now on the camera. But it's just, and again, I don't know how in the hell water or moisture got in there. I really don't.
Yeah, no, you're not going to find rice anywhere around there. So
no. So, matter of fact, let's see here. If hold on a second. Hold on. Now people are starting to. Let's see. Sammy is in an Android. I can bring a wireless charger. Oh, and how about that? Our proud sponsor, AWP Safety. I got to shout out to Drew. Yes, I will take that wireless charger. Bring it up here if you can. I would appreciate it. We'll give you a free spot on the show. How's that sound? Oh, I gotta do. Oh, yes, I gotta send this to Drew right now. Yes, thank you. See out there. See how cool people are. That is awesome. Now I do have a wireless charger at home, but that doesn't do me any good here. So there you go. All right, shout out to Drew at AWP Safety for helping us out. Going to bring us a wireless charger here tonight. Holy cow. Now that worries me now how long that alert has been on that phone. And it's certainly been drying out since I got inside the school here, which was 2-ish. So we'll see how that goes. All right, in the meantime, Sam, I would just throw it out that brown door out on the I-77. I've thought about that a couple of times today. But we'll see. Rainsburg, anything from Sean yet?
I sent him a text. I have not heard a reply yet.
Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll step out and take a break here. We'll come back on the other side. We'll get back into our poll question. We'll take a little bit of a peek at the high school basketball tournament schedule tonight. We'll get back into the poll question of the day, and we'll roll on through to the bottom of the hour. Phone lines open, 330-821-1310. You can text at 330-924-7088 as we roll on from the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse on 1310 WDPN.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
.425 here on the show, 1310 WDPN, as we come to you live from the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Don't forget, tonight over on Q92, we will have the Canton McKinley and Jackson Polar Bears tonight. That'll be at 7. Don't forget, these start times are Well, actually at Louisville, we started a little bit late. It was like 7:02, 7:03, because they introduced all the non-starters, then they do the starters. I don't know if they do that in district play or not. I guess we'll find out. But we'll be on with tonight around 7 on Q92, and don't forget we got high school hoops tonight on AM. Louisville Alliance, and we've got West Branch game in action tonight on the Q92 radio YouTube channel. 330-821-1310 is our number. Let's see here. Sammy, Murray for the league minimum is going to be in Brown. Murray, Watson, Shadur, Gabriel, full of drama. A Jimmy Haslam special. Yep. You're all over that one. But looky here. I mean, it shows you what Arizona thinks when they just let him go. And this was a guy that he was going to be their guy, the prized possession, the great Kyler Murray from Oklahoma. He's going to do everything. And it never happened. Guy couldn't stay healthy, didn't make real good decisions. I mean, there was a lot of written about him and talked about him. He'd rather be playing video games than studying game tape and film and preparing for the term, preparing for ball games and everything. And again, I never thought he was all that to begin with, and I'm gonna stick by that statement. So no, I don't want Kyler Murray. Would I be shocked if the Browns went and brought him in? No, probably not. I really am not a big Malik Willis fan. Again, just the guy runs around. I'll take my shot with what I've got right now, unless the Browns really, truly, honestly think and believe that there's somebody they could go out there and get him signed and do some good things over the next 2, 3, 4 years. But if not, I'm completely just go to bat with what we've got and make your decisions from there. Don't be crowding the room and just throwing away money at somebody like that, because you're going to be right back. You're going to be right back in the spot you were in the first time, and we certainly don't need that. This McKinley-Jackson game tonight. This is the third time these teams have played. McKinley's got them both times. Got them once here at the field house, and they got them over at Jackson. And I look at the starting fives for both these teams, which I think is going to be the starting five tonight. Carter, Shavers, Webster, Keys, and Thompson for McKinley. And then I'm assuming Coach Debevic is going to go with, again, assuming everybody's healthy and everything, they'll go with O'Byrne, Carter Mulliman, Mason Morris, Caden Loy, and Chase Maurer. And I think McKinley is a tough matchup for Jackson. I think they're a tough matchup for him on the perimeter. I think they're a really tough matchup for him inside the paint. McKinley notoriously over the years, over the decades, if they're not on shooting that particular night, that doesn't mean they're out of it, because they're going to do what? They're going to go get the ball, right? They're going to go get the rebound, and they're going to get rebounds, and they're going to keep fighting that ball up there until it goes in. And I think Jackson, I know they've had trouble with McKinley on the boards this year, and I could see that maybe happening again tonight. That I don't know, but that's just something that I think might happen here tonight. But you could go through all the cliches. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. These teams are so well scouted, over scouted, I guess you could say, that everybody knows what everybody's going to do. It's just you got the horses to go out and do it, to go out and execute it, and get and get the win. That's all it comes down to, especially in the tournament. It's win or go home. It's effort. It's guts. It's passion. It's we don't want to hang up our shoes yet. That's what it all comes down to. But just a couple of my thoughts on the game here tonight between McKinley and Jackson. Again, that'll be on Q92 tonight at around 7. Sam, Kirk Cousins as the adult in the room? Question mark. Does Kirk Cousins have anything left for what you'd have to pay him? I don't know. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard for this team to get a quarterback, to have a good quarterback, to have a franchise quarterback that will stay for 10 to 12 years and be the leader in the room, be the adult in the room, be super duper talented, be a guy that makes everybody else better, a guy that you want to have as the face of your franchise? Why is that so difficult? Why is that so hard? I don't know. I guess you got to look at the folks in the building for that. All right, let's take a break. We got the news and weather coming up here at the bottom of the hour. And we'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Iran has expanded its targets in a spiraling war. It struck the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia today as Washington began to pull many staff out of the Middle East. The U.S. and Israel battered Iran with airstrikes in what President Trump suggested was just the start of the conflict. It has already disrupted the world's supply of oil and gas, international shipping, and air travel. The conflict escalated further on its fourth day, with Israel sending new ground troops into Lebanon and explosions ringing out in Iran's capital. Hundreds of people have been killed, the vast majority in Iran. The nature of the war raised questions about when and how it would end. More U.S. forces are now heading to the Middle East as the war with Iran intensifies. ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has more from Washington.
The president has insisted Iran posed an imminent threat to the U.S., but American intelligence agencies say Iran would not have had missiles capable of reaching the U.S. for another 9 years. The president is dismissing concerns that he will tire of this fight if it drags on beyond the 4 to 5 weeks that he's projected.
Somebody said today, they said, oh, well, the president wants to do it really quickly. After that, he'll get bored. I don't get bored.
Moments later, though, Trump distracted by the White House decor.
I picked those drapes in my first term. I always like gold.
The war in the Mideast is sending shudders through global energy markets. Oil prices are up more than 6%, and European natural gas futures are spiking more than 40% in the wake of the shutdown of a major supplier of shipborne gas due to the fighting. The jump came after Qatar Energy said Monday it would cease its production of liquefied natural gas as the Mideast war rages. Europe relies on shipments of liquefied gas, or LNG, to replace supplies of Russian pipeline gas lost due to the invasion of Ukraine. Shipping has been disrupted in the Strait of Hormuz, a key route for oil and LNG tankers coming from the Persian Gulf. A third victim from Sunday's shooting in Austin, Texas, has died. 30-year-old George Peterson was a mixed martial artist who was taken off life support Monday. Austin police identified 2 other people killed as 19-year-old Ryder Harrington and 21-year-old Savitha Shan.
This is Jim Ryan. The bloodshed in Austin's popular nightclub district came a day after the Department of Homeland Security issued a warning about potential lone wolf terror attacks coming in response to the U.S.-led military strikes on Iran. Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis.
Everybody better be on heightened alert. You know, what happens across the country, we all need to be aware of.
Images of the suspect moments before he was killed by police show him wearing a sweatshirt that read, "Property of Allah." Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
It's 47 degrees and Alliance at 4:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Warm and wet beginning today. Some scattered rain showers for the afternoon. A mainly cloudy sky, a high near 50 degrees. Overnight, some rain before midnight, then drying out with a low near 40. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Welcome back, 1310 WDPN. Phone lines wide open for you, 330-821-1310. You can also text at 330-924-7088. Kenny Atkinson has been named the NBA Coach of the Month. That's pretty cool there. Coach Kenny and the Cavs will be taking on the Detroit Pistons tonight. Rockin' Arena to tip off a little bit after 7. Cavaliers a little bit of a home underdog tonight. We'll see how they fare as the fellas from Detroit roll into town. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, NBA, it's only March. I don't believe in payback games and all that kind of crazy stuff. But I will say this. I thought I thought the Cavs got a little jobbed in Detroit over the weekend, and they had to go to Brooklyn and didn't really play great, but they snuck out of there with a win. They've been back home now. They were off yesterday, and hoping that they can just get a win tonight. I think it'd be good for the confidence, good for the team, good for the organization, good for the fans, good for everybody if the Cavs would come back and take care of the Pistons tonight. But shout out to Kenny Atkinson, NBA Coach of the Month. Also, it is official. Cardinals have informed quarterback Kyler Murray that they intend to release him on the first day of the regular league year next Wednesday. Arizona already owes Kyler Murray $36.8 million guaranteed in 2026, and another $19.5 million would have triggered on March 15th, 2027. He will now be moving on from Arizona. Now, I don't know what Kyler Murray wants to do. I don't know if he still thinks he can help somebody in the NFL. But as I've been saying the last couple of days, and I'll say it again, I don't know what he wants to do. And I don't know if the A's still have his draft rights. But I'll tell you right now, if I was him, I'd be calling them and saying, hey, you know what? I don't think this football thing's going to work out. I'm going to come play baseball. I'm going to give it a try and see if I can get things going that way. That's just what I think he should do. But you never know. Never know. All right, phone lines open, 330-821-1310. I believe we've got Ryan B. in studio on the link, the live chat. And if we can bring Ryan in here on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN.
Yo,
Ryan,
what's
good
up,
afternoon.
Sam?
How
Can
we
you hear
doing?
me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
I think I lost you.
You should have me. I can hear you coming through loud and clear. No, we lost him.
Yeah,
All right,
I lost you. I have nothing on my end.
Rainsburg, remove that, and because I don't want to go back and forth and do that. Let's see here. Just getting a text here from Sean Deveney from Athlon Sports. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Thought it was a phone interview, and it is not. So we'll move on. We'll move on. Richard says a home dog sounds like a best bet. Oh, Richard, you are reading my mind. You are reading my mind. Sammy's best bet, by the way, coming up here. Well, we already blew by that. You know what, Rainsburg? Boy, we are having a day. Let's go ahead and fire that up while I got you there on the board. Little Sammy B's best bet music, because I got a treat for everybody tonight. Been sitting on this one since about 10 o'clock this morning. Hemming and hawing, going back and forth. I don't want to sound like the homer, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it tonight. Rocket Arena, downtown Cleveland. Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Detroit Pistons. Kind of really like this one. I know it's the Cavs. I don't normally do this, but I really like Cleveland tonight at home. Getting some points against the Pistons. Detroit is -2.5. The total is 228.5. But I like the Cavs here at home getting the points. And yeah, they might treat this a little bit like a revenge game. They might. Boy, it looks like Donovan Mitchell's going to be out again. Dean Wade is a game-time decision, but it looks like everybody else will be ready to go tonight for the Cavs. And I don't see anybody on the Pistons injury report as we speak. Detroit is 8-2 in their last 10. Cavaliers are 7-3. Cavs won their last game against Brooklyn. The Pistons have won 3 in a row. But I'm going to throw that all out the window. Let's go with the Cavs tonight. Plus the 2.5 at home against the visiting Detroit Pistons. Cavs plus the 2.5. Sammy B's best bet of the night. Feel good about that one? I feel good about that one. I thought that line might be knowing. Vegas knows. They knew Mitchell wasn't going to play a long time ago. So you would think that line would be 4.5, maybe 5. So Vegas thinks the Cavs have a shot tonight, and I do too. So they're going to be our best bet. We'll go with the Cavaliers plus the 2.5 tonight. I'm anxious to see if that number moves up or moves down by 7 o'clock tonight. Sometimes that 2.5 doesn't. Very rarely will it go up to 3. Sometimes you'll see it shake on down to maybe 2. But I don't know. There's still a couple hours yet before we play tonight. But I do like the Cavs at home, especially being the home dog.
All right, Sam. Ryan B hopped back in, and if you can't hear him, we have a caller on the phone as well. So you're gonna talk to somebody right now.
We are juggling. All right, let's go to. So you say Ryan's in the live studio there. Let's go to Ryan Brayler. How you doing, bud? What's going on this afternoon?
He left the moment you talked to him. All right, we're gonna put the phone on then. On the phone lines. You're here. You're all live on the Sam Bourquin Show.
Sam, your buddy down in Tuscarawas County.
Hey, how you doing, my friend? What's going on?
Hello?
I'm here. Go ahead. I got you loud and clear.
This is Frank.
Yes, Frank. How are you? Go ahead.
Pretty good. It's just been busy with everything else. I've been watching a little bit of basketball here, but there's a D1 school I want you to check out.
Okay, what you got?
Boys District coming up. It's the Newark Wildcats.
The Newark Wildcats. I'm familiar with Newark. I had several cousins go through Newark Catholic years and years and years ago. They played football for the old ball coach J.D. Graham down there. But yeah, I'm familiar with the Newark Wildcats.
Yeah, they've been on a roll here. They had a tough one last night. They beat Delaware Hayes 50-44. This particular team they beat last night, they had lost a lot of games, and they gave Newark all they could handle, but Newark found a way to win again.
Is Newark still Division I, Frank, or did they go down to Division?
They're Division I still football and basketball, and
oh wow, okay.
Quackenbush is the real deal down there.
That's good. I'm glad to see that they're still a D1 school. They've had some pretty decent basketball teams. I remember when I was working at the Canton station, we actually went down to Newark, I think 2 times in maybe like a 4 or 5 year period when McKinley was playing them. And we went down there and did a couple of games, and boy, they gave the Bulldogs everything they can handle back then. So I know they've always had some great athletes there. For years and years and years, Newark was the basketball school and Newark Catholic was the football school. I don't know if things are still the same down that way now, but I do know Newark has had some good basketball teams over the years.
Yeah, now Jeff Quackenbush, who's the coach, his son is Jake, who has a full ride. He's going to go to Thomas More University in Kentucky. When this is all said and done, his daughter Emma is just a junior right now, but she already verbally committed to Bowling Green.
Well, that is good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe McKinley will meet up with Newark in Dayton, maybe for a state title in basketball. Who knows?
Yeah, because right now they're just in play. Anything can happen right now, but I tell you what, it's going to be interesting down the road because it's tough to get out of that Columbus area every year, and it's kind of ironic about it. The last time they won the state championship was that year when they had that tornado in that SEC thing in Atlanta, if you recall.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Well, Frank, I appreciate you popping in today. Don't be a stranger. Thanks for listening, and have a great rest of the day and enjoy the hoops, okay?
You got it. All right.
There he goes. Oh, Frank checking in. Checks in every once in a while. Well, I was just watching McKinley girls are still practicing down here. And one of the girls had a kind of a wide open look in a set play, and it didn't kind of go the way that they wanted it to go. I looked down at Coach Gracie. He's just shaking his head down there. He's having a fit today. Oh, he's such a good dude. I love
right.
Coach Gracia. He is
Pretty
so.
sure I've got this figured out over here because Ryan Brailer is back in the studio. Let's give this one
All
more
right.
try.
We're going to give it one more try, or we're destroying the link. Ryan,
What's up,
welcome into the
Sammy?
show. 1310. What's going on, my man?
Oh, nice. We're good to go. Third time's a charm.
Hey,
Third time's a
good.
charm.
You
Hey,
bet.
if you need, I can literally, I'm right down the road. I got one of those base chargers. If your charger's still not working, I can run one of them over if you need it.
Brian, I appreciate that. My man Drew just walked in here about 2 minutes ago, and he brought me a wireless charger. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you hooking me up as well. But, hey, that's what I love about doing this. The great folks, friends that I've, gotten with over the years and people that I've met, just if you need something, they're always there for you no matter what. And that's just that's pretty awesome.
No doubt, no doubt. I wanted to make sure I was able to get you those final scores once they start rolling in.
Yeah, right. Because if I don't have my phone, man, I won't be able to get them.
I got to tell you, too, before I get to high school basketball, the one team, and you kind of alluded to it, that I want Kyler Murray on is when I'm playing Call of Duty on the PlayStation. But that's it. That's the only team I want him on of mine. But I want to shift to the high school basketball. Last time when I called, I talked about the anatomy of a Cinderella, which was what Perry had last year. Now
right,
I want to talk.
I remember that.
Now I want to talk about the anatomy of a champion and some of the stuff that Louisville has and why I believe personally that Alliance kind of matches what they had last year. So the first thing you look at is 8 seniors, and that's 8 men. You know as well as I do, Sammy, in high school, sometimes they're still boys as juniors, but pretty much once they get to senior year, you got a men's team. And that's what I see when I see Alliance. I see men, a team of men out there. And I think that's a huge advantage, especially defensively, when you get to this stage. Number 2 is coaching. And if you remember last year, when Louisville kind of had their first stumble, it was their first game in regionals. They played their weakest game. And I can't remember what the young man's name was. He transferred in from Lake, and I can't believe his name's evading me right now. But he had a huge game. And I think Coach Siegfried deserves a ton of credit for bringing him in and knowing that it was, his moment at that time. And, I'd even reached out to Coach and told him, man, I was like, I really think you coached a brilliant game that night because your kids just didn't have it. It was the game they didn't show up for that they really needed him to come through. And I think that Chet has coached long enough. I have a ton of respect for him. And I think when they face that moment, he's going to be ready for it. Now, interestingly enough, I think they could get challenged tonight. Last year, Louisville did not get challenged in the districts. I think Louisville presents a strange, weird matchup problem for Alliance tonight. I do think the Aviators are still going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game.
This one to me, I wanted to take the approach of Sam. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Alliance is the better team. They got more Jimmies and Joes. They're gonna win the game. But then, I watched Louisville way long time ago against Perry. They've gotten so much better. Then we did their game against Jackson a couple of Fridays ago, and they took Jackson down to the wire on the road. Then we did the Louisville tournament game last week against Aurora, and Aurora comes out and just blitzes them. And I thought, oh, boy, this is going to be quick. And then Louisville found a way to get themselves back into the game, and you got a young man by the name of Cohen Rogers who is just not afraid of anything, anytime, and he can score at the drop of a hat. And they got these little role players like Doherty and Sanders that just, they've kind of taken on that motto of, the team. And if they get Alliance somehow out of their rhythm tonight, out of their comfort zone, then things could be interesting. If Louisville's not able to do that, I can see Alliance winning by 20.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get no disagreements here from me on that. Like I said, I expect Alliance to win the game, but this is a dangerous spot for Alliance, and we're going to see how they come out prepared and how prepared they are to play. Again, I think that they're the best team, though, positioned of everyone in Stark County to win the state championship because of those variables that they have. I do want to shift to talk a little bit about McKinley tonight, and you alluded to it. Been talking to a lot of Bulldog fans who are nervous about this one tonight, but I'm kind of on the same page as you. I think that we match up very well against them. The games McKinley struggled are when the opponents have been able to make Keys frustrated. Massillon was able to do it with their speed. Alliance was able to do it with their physical seniors and play down low. And Ignatius was a well-rounded team that just was able to do that. So I don't know if Jackson has what it takes to slow him down underneath. And that's what I think gives McKinley an advantage where, I still understand it's hard to beat a team 3 times, but my level of concern is not what some of my other members of Bulldog Nation have going into the night.
Yeah, I think for Jackson, to me, it comes down to 2 things. How well does Mason Morris play at both ends of the floor, and can Caden Loy get things going offensively? I don't think, even if Jackson plays their best rebounding interior game, I don't think they can match up McKinley that way. But, again, if they make McKinley uncomfortable and Caden Loy hits some threes and Mason Morris steps out and hits a couple and picks up a couple of rebounds and buckets inside on a weak side or something like that, and that's when things maybe could go off the rails a little bit. So, yeah, I think McKinley's the favorite here tonight. But, hey, third time the charm. And, when McKinley Jackson play in March, I think Civic Center. I don't think Fieldhouse, but that's kind of where we're at now with the way things are. So it's going to be it's going to feel a little, not weird, but maybe just a little bit different. But that's where we are.
I miss it so much. I wish we were down there getting ready to watch a doubleheader. The first game, like a Hoover Glen Oak getting ready to tip off, and then a McKinley Jackson or any of that. Like I definitely miss that so much, man.
No doubt.
Those were some awesome nights.
A lot of people feel that way as well. No
let me end how I ended on Friday. I just want to wish good luck to all the young men and ladies that are lacing them up, especially the seniors. Thanks for, entertaining me, the last 4 years. I appreciate you guys. And like I said, let's make these runs go as long as they can to all the Stark County teams. So good luck to everybody, and go Stark County tonight. Thank you, Sammy.
There you go. Great call as always, Ryan. Appreciate you taking the time to get in here on 1310 WDPN. We're coming up on about 53 minutes past the hour. Real quick, Richard says, Sammy, hammer the Cavs tonight, plus the 2.5. You better believe it. It's hammer time tonight with Sammy's best bet. All right, let's take a break. Phones are open, 330-821-1310. You can text. You can see it on the screen if you're watching on the live stream. And if you aren't, you might want to give that a shot. We love you listening to the radio. But you can also listen and watch on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page, X, Twitter, and, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel as well. We got you covered all over the place here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Sam Bourquin here on site. Ryan Rainsberg back at the studio. We'll come back with more from the Fieldhouse on 1310.
I think we can all agree. Over the last few years, things have gotten weird.
Weird, confusing, and at times pretty scary.
And for our kids, these things can be overwhelmingly stressful.
And can increase the risk for mental health problems as they grow.
But there's so much hope.
Scientific research and real-life experience
tell us that the number one antidote to stress is authentic, trusted relationships.
So that's why I.
That's why we.
That's why I am committed to building and maintaining a trusted space.
For the students I influence every single day.
Until schools across the country
can proudly call ourselves a trusted space.
This is 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 a trusted space.
Access free films and resources to build trusted spaces in your schools and communities at atrustedspace.org.
What does life after service look like? You might think it means slowing down or taking a step back. But for the VFW, it means stepping up. Fighting for veterans' benefits, rebuilding communities when disaster strikes, and evolving to meet today's veterans where they are. Because a veteran's mission never truly ends, and neither does ours. The VFW, Still leading, still advancing, still serving. Get involved at stillserving.org.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. You've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Back here at the Fieldhouse live on the Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN. We were not able to hook up with Sean Deveney today from Athlon Sports. Hopefully we can get him on the show tomorrow. Would love to talk with him about Cavs Pistons that is going on tonight and some other cool stuff in and around the NBA. So hopefully we can make that happen tomorrow. Top of the seventh inning out in Goodyear, Arizona. The Dodgers lead the Guardians now by the score of 5-4. Kyle Manzardo had a grand slam earlier today for the Guardians, and that has been it. That's it. 5-5-0 for the Dodgers, 4-3-1 for the Guards. Miguel Rojas homered today. Ryan Ward singled run in for the Dodgers today. 86 degrees in Goodyear. Nothing but sun. Beautiful, beautiful. Dodgers lead the Guards 5-4. In the bottom of the sixth inning. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of the WBC, I guess, kind of exhibition tune-up games today. The United States lead the San Francisco Giants 7-1 in the seventh. Italy and the Cubs 4-4 in the seventh. Cuba and the Royals, KC on top there by the score of 7-0. Brazil losing to the Athletics 11-4. Great Britain over the Brewers 7-2 in the fifth. Mexico over Arizona 4-3 in the bottom of the sixth. A little bit later on tonight, the Tigers will play the Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico will play the Red Sox. Venezuela will battle the Astros, and Pirates already beat Colombia today 7-1. And another game, the Rays beat the Phillies by the score of 3-1. Yankees beat Panama today by the score of 11-3. Poll question today. Where are you going tonight? Which high school basketball tournament game are you attending tonight? 330-821-1310 or hit us up on the Q92 Radio YouTube chat. Quite a few are going to watch Maslin and Greentown up in Green. That's not a far trip for you Tiger fans tonight, so they'll be taking that ball game in. Let's see here. Mike says, I'll be at the Fieldhouse tonight. Go Bulldogs. Jeremy says, I'll be at the Jackson-McKinley game tonight. Should be 3 in a row for the Bulldogs. Kristen says, we'll be going to Green. Go Tigers. Congrats to Coach Josh Hose on a great season so far. Keep it going. Let's see here. Melanie will be at the Fieldhouse tonight, polling for the Polar Bears to upset the Bulldogs of Canton-McKinley. So just kind of asking you where you're going to be tonight as far as high school basketball, and we'll maybe you're going to some games that I haven't even brought up today. Because there's some good ones. There's some good ones going on. Let's see here. Tim, he'll be going up to Green to watch the Tigers. He says, go Tigers, beat Green. This is our year. I'll tell you what, it might be. Massillon's playing really good ball. The big guy, John, up in Barberton, he's going to go check out Talmadge and Hoban tonight. Gary is going to go Green Massillon. Dan, hope you're doing well, buddy. Dan Bell, Alliance at Louisville. Sarita is going to go check out Massillon tonight. Dan is going to be checking out Walsh and Brecksville, and Lisa is going to check in with Green and Massillon. So that's where some of you are headed tonight as far as your high school tournament basketball, and appreciate you dropping those comments for us here on the show. Right now, we're going to step out. News and weather coming up here. We'll come back with one more big hour live from the Fieldhouse on AM 1310 WDPN.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. The State Department says it's now working on evacuation plans for thousands of Americans stranded in the Middle East due to the conflict this week. At the White House, while hosting Germany's Chancellor, President Trump defending his decision to launch strikes against Iran. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
The president, first and foremost, is pushing back in that question by our Rachel Scott to this notion that Israel forced the U.S.'s hand here. And in doing so, he's directly contradicting what his own Secretary of State Marco Rubio told reporters yesterday. Marco Rubio said that the U.S. faced an imminent threat because Israel was about to attack Iran, and then Iran was poised to retaliate against the U.S. So the U.S. decided to strike first. The president is saying that's actually not the case. He says he might have forced Israel's hand.
Dubai authorities earlier today confirming a fire resulting from a drone-related incident near the U.S. consulate was contained and there were no injuries reported. This is ABC News.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
O'Reilly!
Replace your wiper blades and save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Beam blade technology improves windshield contact for maximum visibility. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly! Auto Parts.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. A Tuscarawas County judge has found Ruth Miller not guilty by reason of insanity in the drowning death of her 4-year-old son at Atwood Lake last August. The 40-year-old Amish mother waived her right to a jury, so Common Pleas Judge Michael Ernest decided her case today. She was charged with aggravated murder. The judge's verdict was based on his review of police reports and mental health evaluations. Authorities say both Miller and her husband, who died during the incident, suffered from spiritual delusion at the time, and she was struggling with severe mental illness. A hearing is scheduled March 13th to determine her treatment and where it will take place. Authorities say there is no active threat to Canton South Middle School after a former Canton local student made alleged threats. The incident was investigated Monday night, with police interviewing those involved. The student is now barred from all district property. Superintendent Larry Tosh says school will continue as scheduled. Families are urged to report any safety concerns to administrators or local police. Canton police have captured a suspect wanted in an armed robbery, ending a brief lockdown at Cedar Elementary School. The building was placed on a modified lockdown around 9:45 this morning as a precaution while authorities searched the area. Students and staff resumed normal activities. A Stark County judge has rejected a plea deal for Michael Kennedy, accused of striking 22-year-old Cole Parker with a skid steer loader. The repository reports Monday's decision came after emotional testimony from Parker's family. The plea would have reduced a felony reckless homicide charge to a misdemeanor. Common Pleas Judge Frank Forcioni will meet with prosecutors and defense attorneys March 9th to set a new trial date. The incident occurred during a bonfire in Perry Township last August when the 25-year-old Kennedy of Canton Township backed over Parker while operating the skid steer. Parker died the next day. The Canton Metro crash team is investigating after a 13-year-old boy died from injuries suffered in a Friday night crash. Police say he was riding a skateboard east on 33rd Street Northwest around 7 when he was struck by a southbound car while crossing Market Avenue North. The teen was taken to Mercy Hospital with life-threatening injuries and transferred to Akron Children's Hospital, where he died Sunday night. The driver was not injured and is not suspected of drug or alcohol use. Anyone with information is asked to contact Canton Police at 330-438-4485 or submit anonymous tips through Tip 411. Canton police say a man was arrested Monday night after he hid an endangered missing person. 32-year-old Stanley Lewis of Canton allegedly was found with a rifle and 2 handguns after officers responded around 7:20 to his home in the 1600 block of Edwards Avenue Northeast. He and the missing person, 24-year-old Cheyenne Asher, also of the address, are accused of refusing to comply with police and hiding inside the home. Lewis is charged with having weapons under disability and obstructing official business. He is scheduled for arraignment tomorrow in Canton Municipal Court. Lewis is not permitted to have firearms due to a prior felony conviction. Alliance residents will see an increase in wastewater treatment rates April 1st. Monday, City Council approved a 38% hike for sewage and a 5% increase for leachate. Council also accepted a roughly $619,000 ODOT grant to help replace the bridge in the 100 block of East Broadway Street. Construction is expected in 2029. Council also agreed to transfer $100,000 to the demolition program, which is primarily funded by grants. Lawmakers approved the purchase of the former North Lincoln School property from the Alliance School District for $10. It will be transferred to the Greater Alliance Development Corporation for redevelopment. Alliance safety forces were honored during Monday night's City Council meeting. Detective Bill Johnson was named Officer of the Year for his arrest of a robbery suspect, while Sergeant Joey Wire received a commendation for overseeing the police department's training program, which attracts officers from across Stark County. Safety Service Director Mike Drager praised Police Chief Kenra X and Fire Chief Jason Hunt for their response to last week's train derailment near Keystone Street. Meanwhile, Councilman Chris Bogara says road repair bids came in lower than expected, freeing up more money for summer projects. The League of Women Voters made a presentation concerning the redistricting of the city's 4 wards. The vacant Ritz Hotel apartments in Canton are set to be torn down. City Council approved a roughly $94,000 demolition project Monday, with costs to be reimbursed by the Stark County Land Bank. Work will begin as soon as weather permits. Built in 1929, the 6th Street Northwest facility had fallen into disrepair. Repair costs were estimated at $8 to $11 million. Council also approved the $2.9 million West Manor area water main replacement project, additional design funds for a future roundabout at Fulton Road and 25th Street Northwest, and approved community improvement programs for housing, storefronts, and public spaces. 1 year in prison is the sentence for a former Springfield Township firefighter. A Portage County judge issued the punishment Monday to 29-year-old Brian Swansiker. He must register as a sex offender. Swansiker pled guilty in September to gross sexual imposition and aggravated assault. The charges stem from a January 2024 incident involving a woman he met on a dating app. Prosecutors say the encounter turned sexual despite an agreement not to. A separate case against Swansiker is pending in Mahoning County, with a pretrial hearing slated for April 9th. Following a brief closure, the Hiram Fire Department resumes services today. The day-to-day operations will be led by Lieutenant Louis Danko, with lieutenants assisting. Mutual aid agreements with nearby fire and EMS agencies will remain in place to support emergencies during the transition. Mayor Ann Hanum says the department temporarily closed Monday due to the retirement of the chief and assistant chief. The firefighters union voiced support for the outgoing chief and cited complaints about the mayor. Curtis Holland, accused in the July 2021 shooting death of Bryson Douglas in East Liverpool, will now have a private investigator assisting his defense. Columbiana County Common Pleas Judge Scott Washam approved up to $1,500 to hire Neil Zolden. Holland faces charges including aggravated murder. His jury trial is set for October 5th, with a status hearing scheduled for April 2nd. Police are investigating a potential threat targeting Poland Seminary High School, prompting the building to close today. District officials notified authorities Monday. They say the threat was isolated and all other Poland local schools are open and operating normally. A retrial is underway for 19-year-old Daniel Sellers, accused of killing 15-year-old Amaya Montserrat during an April 2023 birthday party. Sellers is charged with murder and involuntary manslaughter. His original jury in Mahoning County Common Pleas Court was dismissed last month after a co-defendant in the Youngstown shooting refused to testify, causing a mistrial. Sellers, who was first charged as a juvenile, has been held since his 2023 arrest and transferred to Common Pleas Court in 2024. A Trumbull County judge has sentenced a man to prison time for child pornography and other charges. Common Pleas Judge Ronald Rice issued the punishment to 29-year-old Trent Adicott of Warren Monday. He pleaded no contest to 4 counts of pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor on the day his retrial was scheduled. Adicott will serve this 8-year sentence consecutively with his previous 16 to 20-year sentence. The retrial followed an appeals court decision that vacated counts due to hearsay and sentencing errors. Adicott's attorney plans to appeal. Children were inside a Warren home when police say shots were fired into it. 35-year-old Keith Hawley of Warren was arrested after officers found his vehicle near the scene on Idlewild Street. Hawley faces charges including discharging a firearm and tampering with evidence. No one was injured in the Thursday incident, but bullet holes were found in windows and a bedroom. Hawley pleaded not guilty Friday in municipal court and is held on $750,000 bond. It's 47 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
This weather is brought to you by Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress. Local, trusted, and family-owned for 90 years. With a huge selection of appliances, furniture, and mattresses to go with unmatched customer service. It's going to be a milder weather day with a high near 50 degrees. Some scattered rain showers moving in during the afternoon under a mainly cloudy sky. Overnight tonight, some scattered rain lingering before midnight mainly. Our low near 40. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Rediscover the comfort of home with Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress, your hometown spot for comfort, quality, and style. From sleek new appliances that make life easier to furniture that actually fits the way you live, Grove helps you create a space that feels like home. And with hundreds of fabric options, you can make it completely your own. Don't forget about their design center. If you're looking for a complete overhaul, they can help you with all of it, from cabinets and countertops to backsplashes and sleek appliances. Their local team takes time to find out exactly what you need. No pressure, no guessing, just honest advice and real service. And if you're upgrading on a budget, check out Grove's Scratch and Dent Room, where small imperfections mean big savings on top brands. Because when your home feels right, everything else just works. Grove Appliance Furniture and Mattress. Hometown comfort. Made simple.
Come see us at Grove, where it always feels like home.
Live from the AM1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
Kick out Bradley. Harris still flying in and throws it.
Who's checking in for the LA Clippers for the first time? Darius Garland, the two-time All-Star, traded from Cleveland, along with a second-round pick on February 4th. He's last played January 14th. He's been out with that toe injury.
Post hits it.
Now the Warriors out in front. Oh, Garland creates the contact, but not the whistle. He knocks down the shot nevertheless.
Murray heaves it up and heaves it in.
So now it's the Jackets turn here on 2-on-1. Marchenko with Fantilli. Kirill Marchenko fires. He scores!
Big win for the Blue Jackets last night at Madison Square Garden. Heard some cool highlights from the NBA and college hoops last night. We welcome you into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM1310 WDPN. And, of course, we are streaming live. You can watch and listen to us right now as we come to you live from the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse. We are on WDPN Facebook page, WDPN Twitter, X, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And we invite you to use the chat and hang out with us here Monday through Friday, 3 until 6, right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Do want to thank Fred Greetham from the Orange and Proud Report for joining us earlier today. We're going to try to reschedule and get with Sean Deveney from Athlon Sports tomorrow to talk some Cavs and some NBA. Also tonight, I want to let you know, as we're kind of spread out all over the place tonight, which is good because that means there's a lot of basketball going on tonight right here on 1310 WDPN. We will have Louisville and Alliance at 7 o'clock. Jay Wilhelm on the call. Christian will be on the call for the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, as the West Branch boys will be in action tonight. Myself and Lee Foster, we will be with you on our sister station Q92 and Q92radiosports.com and all over social media tonight, as the Bulldogs of Kent McKinley will take on the Jackson Polar Bears, and that should tip just a little bit after 7 o'clock tonight. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day: which high school basketball tournament game are you going to tonight? Let us know in the chat. You can drop those comments on my Facebook pages as well. And, of course, AM1310 WDPN on X. Cavs Pistons tonight at 7. Guardians battling the Dodgers. Dodgers over the Cleveland right now, 5-4. That's getting late out in Goodyear. All right, without any further ado, we've been telling you that tonight our AM game is going to be Louisville and the Alliance Aviators. Could it be a tricky spot for Coach Harper's Aviators, or will they be up to the task tonight to move on into the tournament? Our very own Jay Will tonight on 1310 WDPN, and we bring Jay in, who is sitting in my seat back in the studio right now. How you doing, partner? What's going on?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. So this is bizarre. You're in my seat back in the studio.
Yeah.
And I'm at the field house where
Which is
you
my alma mater.
high school. How about that?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? Alliance and McKinley both win tonight, or is there going to be an upset?
I think Alliance is probably going to win. But, I heard Ryan when he called in, and we've been talking about the matchup between Alliance and Louisville. There's an element we're leaving out. They're neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
It's low-key a backyard rivalry, and until they lose, Louisville's still the defending state champions.
That's right. I've been saying that. Hey, until you knock them off the pillar, they are still Division III high school basketball champions, and they are until they aren't. That's how I put it.
Yep, absolutely. And I think they're going to give a fight early. These are my, just my opinion, my thoughts. I saw I called the Alliance West Branch game when Alliance officially became EBC champs. Their defensive pressure, doesn't matter if it's half court, full court, 3/4 court, when they decide to lock you down, they can change the game in minutes. And I think we're going to see Louisville come out, the excitement of everything, the rivalry, and they're going to put a good product out there. I said eventually Alliance, that defensive pressure, I think is going to get to the Leopards, and it's really going to be the role players. We're going to see JR is going to get his, and I think Cohen Rogers is going to get his. But what are the pieces around them going to do? Because that's what happens when you get in the tournament. The stars are going to star, but what about the other guys? Who's going to step up in that secondary level that can change the trajectory of the game? And I think that's where Alliance is probably going to pull away. I would say early third quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, like you said, there could be an upset. I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville goes out there with pure emotion to just want to be the one to knock off the 1 seed, because Alliance is the 1 seed, Louisville's the 29 seed here. So,
yeah, we did the Louisville Aurora game on Q92 last weekend, and Aurora came out and got them. They were hitting some shots. Louisville couldn't throw it in the ocean. And then I really don't know how the game turned, or I can't put a finger on when it turned. But when it did, Louisville was getting to the free throw line. I will say that. And they made their free throws, and they played some good defense down the stretch. And Aurora, I think they had 3 kids foul out by the end of the game, and another kid had 4. So they were kind of really playing with loose change there at the end of the game. But, the fact that Louisville battled back, and now it's going to be different tonight because they're going to be on the road. And you mentioned, the starters play well at home on the road. The role players always usually play better at home. Now, tonight, that's going to be reversed because the Leopards are going to be away from the friendly confines of their gym. And we'll see. I'm interested to see how this game is officiated, to be honest with you, because Alliance is going to be the aggressive team. They're going to swat at you. They're going to body up on you. They're going to meet you as soon as you get off the bus. And if they're allowed to, get away with certain physical play that they usually let go in the regular season, but they'll clamp down on it in the tournament, that's where I could see maybe Alliance running into some trouble. If the officials let them play tonight, I think that's a big advantage for the Aviators.
Well, that's funny you said that. When I called the Alliance West Branch game in the EBC, the end of the season, which was for the EBC championship, Alliance got 4 early fouls very quick in the first quarter. And that's what helped West Branch gain a little confidence and stay in the game. Because if you look back, Alliance didn't pull away in that game until late third, early fourth quarter. And a lot of it was because they had to be strategic with their players, because a lot of them were fouling early because, like you said, they wait for you when your bus pulls up. They are ready to go. And again, like you said, the referees, are they going to let them play, or are they going to get early fouls like they did against West Branch, which, as you're a 1 seed at home, the longer the game is close, the more pressure is on you, not the visiting team that's the 29 seed.
That's right. You can tell who makes all the money at the radio station. Jay has got his nice suit on today. The salespeople, that's where all the money is, if anybody ever wanted to know. But you're right. You're right down the middle tonight, man. You got Louisville blue and Alliance blue. So you're not making a pick, are you?
No, I try not to, because they're both local. So I want to stay right down the middle. This was, I had a meeting, which is why the suit's on. I don't normally wear these to the basketball games, but the color scheme, knowing I was going to have to go to the gym in one of these, was very strategic.
Yes, I saw that and I said, my guy is looking ahead. He's looking down the road. How far do you think Alliance can go?
I think Alliance could really go all the way. Like Ryan said, they have that genetic makeup like Louisville had last year. They got the upperclassmen. They got good role players. They got that one guy. And I've always said, to make a tournament run, even if you got a great team, things get tight in the tournament, especially the further you go. And sometimes you need that one guy when nothing is going right that you can hand the ball to and say, hey, stop the bleeding, go get us a bucket. And J.R. Jackson is that guy. Alliance has that guy. So I think they could make the run all the way to the end. Now, the winner takes on number 13, the winner of Bedford and Garfield on Saturday night in Strongsville. And if Garfield gets by, they are a matchup problem for Alliance. So if Alliance makes it and Garfield makes it, expect that to be a heavyweight bout.
Yeah, I think that, look, it comes quick in the tournament. Like you think, okay, well, we should win this one. We have a pretty good advantage here. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're like, uh-oh, it's definitely the tournament now, because this is when the finality of everything starts. You start thinking about it. Oh my God, if we lose, we're done. I don't want to hang up my shoes yet. I'm having too much fun. We're too good of a team. But reality will smack you quick, man, in the tournament. So you have got to be ready. You being a McKinley grad, and I know you stay on top of the Federal League as well. You got a thought on tonight's game here at the Fieldhouse, Bulldogs and the Polar Bears, round 3?
I would take the Bulldogs. Not just because it's where I'm from, but just the matchups. Now, I will say this. A Debevic coached team out of Jackson, you can never count out, because you just don't know. He is one of the best at getting his guys ready. So don't be surprised if they take this thing down to the wire. But if I had to pick one, if I was a betting man and I had to put my money on something, it's probably McKinley at the Fieldhouse, because they're playing some good basketball right now. But don't be surprised if Jackson takes that deeper than people think, because they are well coached.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Round 3s are always interesting. I was talking to one of our callers last hour, and you play 2 games during the regular season. You go home, and back in the day, not too far back in the day, this game would be downtown Canton at the Civic Center, and you start thinking about all the great Bulldog Polar Bear matchups from days gone by. So to me, it will feel. I don't want to say it doesn't feel like a tournament game, because it will once we get going.
Sure.
But it just kind of feels different walking into here today as opposed to going downtown.
I'll tell you what, I've been in the crowd for some of those, the Jamie Bosleys of the world, the Keith McLeods, the Richard Bradleys, and Mike Beck, and those kind of guys. And man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about those times back at the Civic Center. It was just, and you're right, it's different. It's not that it's not going to feel like a playoff game or anything like that, but it's just different.
Yep. I'm anxious to see. I think you'll have a I think you'll have a really good crowd.
Oh,
where you
yeah.
are tonight. I don't know how many we'll have here tonight. I'm anxious to see. And again, with no JV games, the people come later. You know what I mean? So it's like a last minute push. The last 20 minutes on the countdown clock, people get to their seats. So you really don't have an idea of what it's going to look like as far as the attendance is concerned. But hopefully we'll have a nice crowd here. But I think you'll have close to a full boat where you're at. So that should be a lot of fun, your game tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Those two schools are so close together. I mean, like I said, they're neighbors, and it's just a few-minute drive for everybody, both schools. It's just a few minutes. And like I said, Louisville's defending until they're not, and they would love nothing more than to take that one seed in their backyard and send them home.
All right, I got a couple of quick favors when you get there. If you have time, make sure you tell Coach Chet I said hello. Tell Coach Wirtz I said hello, and I want you to go down to the scores table and check in with Sue Manny. She'll be on the clock tonight. Tell her I said hello, and I hope she's doing very, very well.
Will do. Sue Manny.
Appreciate that. Sue Manny.
You there?
She'll be on the clock, baby. She'll be there.
Perfect.
All right, my man. Hey, safe travels. I know it's not a far trip.
Nope.
Get yourself all settled in, and people will be tuned in tonight right here, AM 1310 WDPN Alliance in Louisville tonight in a district semifinal from Q92 Sports. Jay Wilhelm hopping on the program here on 1310. Jay Bird, have a good call tonight.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one yourself. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Jay Wilhelm from Q92. That was so weird, watching him in my seat in the studio back in Alliance. I can't tell you how weird that was. All right, let's take a break. We're coming up on 26 minutes past the hour. More of the Sam Bourquin Show live from the Fieldhouse on 1310.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. On this day in sports history, 1959, the San Francisco Giants had their new stadium officially named Candlestick Park. On this day in 1974, George Foreman knocked out Ken Norton. Little hockey news, 1992, Mike Bossy's number 2 became the second number ever retired by the New York Islanders. On this day in 1998, a proud moment in Northeast Ohio and all over, Larry Doby became the first black player in the American League to be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. And on this day in 2006, in Tokyo, Japan, the opener for the World Baseball Classic was getting underway. That is on this day in sports history on the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. We'll take a break. News and weather is next. Stay with us.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. Iran struck the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia's capital with a drone early today as it continued to target areas around the region. Across Iran's capital, Tehran, explosions rang out overnight as the U.S. and Israel pounded Iran with airstrikes since killing its supreme leaders Saturday. Hundreds of people are reported dead in Iran. Iran and its allies have hit back against Israel, neighboring Gulf states, and targets critical to the world's oil and natural gas production. Conflict has also spread to Lebanon, where the Iranian-supported militant group Hezbollah fired missiles at Israel Monday, prompting Israel to retaliate. ABC's Jordana Miller reports Israel is expanding its military footprint in the region.
The Israeli army has gone into southern Lebanon and taken several more positions inside Lebanon along the border. They say this isn't a ground incursion, but certainly it could set the stage for one in the weeks ahead.
More U.S. forces are heading to the Middle East as the war with Iran intensifies, and Americans are urged to leave the region. This amid mixed messages from the White House about why the war at this moment. More from ABC's Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce in Washington.
The president has been urging the Iranian people to overthrow the government. But at the Pentagon, Secretary Hegseth adamant regime change was not the U.S. objective.
This is not a so-called regime change war, but the regime sure did change, and the world is better off for it.
On Capitol Hill, the top Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee questioning the president's justification for starting this war now.
But if we equate a threat to Israel as the equivalent of an imminent threat to the United States, then we are in uncharted territory.
Oil prices are up sharply as the widening Iran war disrupted tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, highlighting how important the passageway is to the world's oil supply. The strait is the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf through which about a fifth of the world's oil passes. Tankers traveling through the strait, which is bordered in the north by Iran, carry oil and gas from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Qatar, Bahrain, the UAE, and Iran. Most of that oil goes to Asia. Any disruption to traffic through the Strait of Hormuz is highly disruptive to the overall oil trade. It's 47 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Scattered rain moving in during your Tuesday afternoon under a mainly cloudy sky, a high a little milder near 50 degrees. Overnight, some rain during the evening, and then just mainly cloudy after that with a low near 40. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show as we come to you live from the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. How we doing, everybody? 1310 WDPN. The phone lines are open at 330-821-1310. Text at 330-924-7088. Thanks to Jay Wilhelm for popping on from Q92 Sports to break down that Louisville Alliance game. Thanks to Fred Greetham for coming on earlier today to talk a little Browns from the Orange and Brown Report. Sammy, I'll be at the Fieldhouse tonight watching the Bears and the Pups. I'll have Jay on the phone, audio listening to the Aviator Louisville game. Have a great call. Appreciate that. Yeah, people still do that. I had, might have been my father. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, do people still go to games and will they have headphones with them? Or will they try to listen to a game on the phone? And I go, yeah, I think people still do that.
That's smart.
Obviously with, you're probably not going to do the transistor radio really doesn't work in a gym when it's noisy. But if you plug your headphones in, you can do that. And now you can pull up a stream on your phone now and put your headphones in, and you can listen to another game while you're watching one. So yeah, I would say yeah, that's people are still doing that, and people used to only do that at baseball games. They would like take their radio and actually sit in the crowd and watch and listen to, going way back. You want to go back, and people used to listen to Jimmy Dudley do the play-by-play for the Indians, of course, the late great Herb Score, and they would just haul their radios in, and they would just listen to the games inside the stadium. But yeah, I noticed they do it during football, and I think a lot of people still do it on the basketball floor as well. Is it raining out?
A little bit.
The shooter has joined us inside the friendly confines. As we're packed in here a little bit tonight. But Jackson McKinley coming up on the sister station, Q92, a little bit later on. 7 o'clock, don't forget. It's pretty much a hard start time. Although we didn't start on time Friday.
No, it was about 10 minutes late.
We were way behind. And I was thinking maybe that's because they announce all the non-starters and everything. I'm not sure about that, but we'll be close to a 7 o'clock tip tonight. And been going back and forth with some folks, and not going back and forth, but like, I think this team win. I think this team might win. I just think McKinley's a tough matchup for Jackson, especially in the paint, and especially when you talk about rebounding missed shots. But I also say if Caden Loy can get out and get rolling, and Mason Morris has a great game, anybody's got a chance tonight.
Yeah, I think that Jackson is capable of making double-digit threes on any night, any game, and I think that if they shoot the ball well tonight, I think it'll be really close. Would I be surprised if McKinley wins by 15 or 20? No, but I do think that the 2-week layoff that they haven't played since 2 weeks ago today, will come into play tonight, and I think they could be a little rusty early. Can Jackson jump on them, and then it kind of creates that dogfight? But I don't know. I've got this sneaky suspicion that the purple and yellow could pull off the major upset.
Ooh. Well, how much do you put into the credo of it's hard to beat a team 3 times? You buy that? I used to. I'm not so sure I buy it as much, but I take it 2 ways. Okay, I beat you twice already.
I'm better than you.
That means I'm better than you.
Right.
But then the other side is, all right, first 2 times you got us. Now we're coming after you. We got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it's about.
No, I see both sides. To your point, hey, if I beat you twice, I'm going to beat you again. I'll beat you 100 times because I'm just better.
Right.
But I also think inside the Federal League with the coaching that we have and the scouting, and now you've got 2 films and you've seen the way that you've played them twice. What I do wrong, what can I do better, what can I adjust? Would it surprise me? No. Like I said, I got this funny feeling that Jackson's going to play well, and I really think that last Friday, the tune-up where they almost beat Massillon, they lose on a buzzer beater. They score 76 points against them. In my opinion, I think Massillon's a better defensive team than McKinley is, because I think Thigpen and Williams and those guys gamble. They guard the ball like crazy. Now, no Geo Jackson obviously makes a difference, but I just think they're going to be ready. I think they're tournament prepped, and I think Coach DeBevick scheduled that game fantastically to get into this week.
I think it all depends on how the game's called.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that McKinley-Massillon game, if the officials wanted to, they could have called 60 fouls. They could have. It's because the way that McKinley and Massillon defend, they are in your face. Sometimes they're bumping you.
Sure.
They'll hit you. They'll jostle you. They'll step on you. And sometimes that stuff is let go.
Sure.
In the regular season. Now, if you get the wrong crew and they're not used to how you play, they're going to call those fouls.
And we could see Glen Oak McKinley from here 2.0 with 90 fouls.
That goes for both Massillon tonight because they're at home.
They're at home.
So, but when you get to a neutral site, you get crews that haven't worked together. They haven't seen you play. They could be from the Southwest. Who knows?
Yeah.
You have to adjust. And if you don't, you could be in trouble.
Yeah, I actually got to see Coach O's today. I had to go pick some up from over at the school. And it was just funny. From being in those shoes, being a former head coach, first game, you've already beat Green by 1,000. You get to play him again. No Wallachuk. He's done for the year, broken wrist. He's still nervous. And it made me just think back to when you get in the tournament and you got a good team, he's got all the pressure because Green has nothing to lose.
Exactly.
In his district final game against either Wadsworth or it's not Barberton. What's the other team? Whoever it is, another bad team. Like, you're still nervous because you're supposed to win.
You're supposed to win.
Right. I think he's almost ready to, like, let's get through this week and get to next week. So all the pressure's off and we're playing with house money and we can get back to just being us. But Gio Jackson is going to play tonight for the Tigers.
Wonder how many minutes.
I
got to imagine they're not going to let him go 40.
I don't think you need more
32.
than 15.
Probably not tonight.
No.
Probably not tonight.
I'm not sure how Green gets the ball past half court without Wolochuk. I mean, I think it could be ugly in Tiger Town.
When did he get hurt?
Wolochuk?
Yeah.
A week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Interesting. I think Maslin's got I think they got the horses to.
I agree.
To make a run. I think we're all secretly hoping for Hoover Maslin round 2. Now, somebody asked me today, when would that be?
State finals.
That would be state finals.
I think they both have a long shot to do that. Not that one of them couldn't.
Yeah.
But Maslin, I think, would have to beat Lima Senior. And Hoover's going to have to beat North Royalton, Brecksville, and then I'm blanking on the other team. But another really good team.
Well, I would like Hoover against Royalton. I think we saw what they had last year.
Yep.
A lot of kids back, though, still.
So I watched a video on them last night. The Lincoln Lee kid, if you remember him, he's back.
Yeah.
The Bunzy kid that plays their point guard tore his ACL preseason football. Just came back 3 weeks ago. He's back.
And there's one more. There's another kid who he just got like a big award up in that area for maybe one of their all-league teams and I can't remember his name. But
they also got a 6'8" transfer from Medina Buckeye. And the kid's an animal. So I think that, I think Hoover wins. They should win their district fairly easy, like Maslin, and then they're going to have to slobber
amp it
knockers.
up a little bit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They can win them, but they've got to play well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I go back, Hoover last year, upset by Green, just deflated everybody within the Hoover program. And fast forward, here you are, regular season in the books. You're into the tournament play. You got your first win. Now you're trying to get your second.
Right.
And I think you, as painful as that is, I think I know Coach Bluey well enough, and you know him really well.
Yep.
That still stays in the back of your head a little bit. And you fight a little harder, you coach a little harder, you get after it a little bit more because you want that out of you want to erase that. You just want to keep winning and go forward and get where you want to go.
Yeah, the only goal in March, right, is to move to the right. Move to the right, buy, win, whatever you got to do, go that way and keep playing. And I think that even though they blew out who'd they play? East Lake North. I think just that tournament win was like a
little sigh of relief.
Yeah, like, man, we lost to Green the first round. We should have won, and now they got a tournament win. So I think he's feeling better. Hunter Hirschberger, they just posted on North Canton site, Federal League Player of the Year. Wasn't supposed to be posted. That's a story for another day. But Federal League Player of the Year, so congrats to Hunter.
Love it. I love the nonsense that goes on behind the curtain in this area. Sam Bourquin Show, 1310 WDPN, my partner Lee Foster. To my left, your right, or depending on how you're watching it, here live at the Field House. Don't forget, we got McKinley Jackson tonight, round 3 on Q92. Christian will be on the Q92 radio YouTube channel with the West Branch boys tonight. Jay Wilhelm will have the call with Louisville and the Lions. So we got you covered tonight, AM, FM. And of course, hopefully the rest of the week we'll have some great games for you as well. Girls will be in the regional finals this weekend. Boys will have their district finals coming up this weekend. Perry's in action tonight.
Twinsburg.
Yep. Glen Oak's got
Perrysburg.
Now, Glen Oak has to travel.
2.5 hours.
Does Perry have to travel too?
No, I believe Perry's at home.
Okay, Perry. Yeah, yes, they are. I remember they're making them. Yeah, so they're going to be at home. Glen Oak's got the long roadie. Maslin will be hosting Green. Of course, Louisville Alliance real close to each other. So that'll be. I think that should be a
matchup.
Yeah. There is who should win,
right?
But
Louisville's pretty battle tested.
Still the defending champs. They're not going to give that up.
No,
not easy anyway.
And we looked at their schedule when we did their game the last couple of weeks. We did back-to-back Fridays of them.
Yep.
They've played everybody. I don't think Alliance will be overwhelming to them based on who they've played.
Shouldn't. No, because their schedule was.
They got to go to Harry Fields, though, right?
Yes.
I mean, smart money's on J.R. Jackson, but
yeah,
you never know. Crazier things have happened.
You never know. Phone lines are open if you want to pop in, 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. You can get your chat in on the Q92 Radio YouTube chat. We'll get that out there. Our poll question today, just real nice and easy. Which high school tournament games are you going to tonight? Where are you headed tonight? You going to go watch a boys game, a girls game going on tonight? You going to travel? You going to stay close to home? Or are you going to maybe go to a game and then bring your phone with you and maybe listen to another broadcast? It's that time of year.
Can we talk about how wrong it is for, let's just use Hoover, because that's what's closest to me right now with my kids. The Hoover girls are playing in a regional semifinal tonight.
Why?
And the boys are playing in a district semifinal tonight. So the community has to split, right? Because you're going to get a lot of carryover from boys and girls basketball because you might have multiple kids. You want to support each other. The players want to watch the other team play in a tournament. Same time, same day.
I think Massillon, same thing.
Same thing. I think it's wrong.
And then
it's absolutely
tomorrow
wrong.
night, there's nothing.
Nothing. Couldn't play girls tomorrow. Why are we playing on Tuesday? Girls never play Tuesday. They play Wednesday, Saturday. Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand why this Friday there's nothing.
Mm-hmm. All Saturday.
You go from Tuesday to Saturday, and you're going to crown your district champions, and all these wonderful facilities are going to be empty.
And why not play one on Friday, one on Saturday? D1's on Friday, D2's on Saturday. So we could do 2 games. Let's do McKinley Friday and Hoover Mass on Saturday. Like, why not do that?
Yeah.
People
would go.
Oh, 100%.
People would go. I mean, if there's
the best time of the year.
If there's a certain organization out there that's worried about revenue from ticket sales, that would be one way to cure it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do we know?
Nothing.
What do we know?
Stump the Schwab.
Oh, man. Did it feel weird to you walking in here for a tournament game between Jackson and McKinley as opposed to walking in the doors downtown at the Civic Center? It felt weird to me. Not bad, just different.
I mean, luckily I parked right in front of you across the street, so that was nice.
Yeah.
So
how'd you weasel in there?
Oh, don't worry about it. But the walk was short. I just told him I knew you. But the walk was short. I would
put you down in the park if you do that.
I'd love to be at the Civic Center, but I would love to watch McKinley and Jackson at 5 and Hoover and Valley Forge at 8.
Yeah.
And that experience has been, I guess, just stripped away from the kids and the community and the people that will love basketball want to watch 2 games at once. It's a fun night down there.
Going back to when they did that, the doubleheaders and everything. Now, one ticket was good for both, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have to clear. Now, they started doing that later.
I think they only wanted to do that if they thought the following game was going to sell out itself.
Yeah.
But if not, they're like, just go.
Yeah, just go and hang out for the night.
Right.
Yeah, but look, no complaints doing games here. This will be great. What do you think the crowd will be here tonight?
I mean, it's got to be good, right? It's got to be good.
You would think.
I mean,
you would think.
I'm hoping it's minimally 75% full at the worst. You would think students will show up round 3. You got to, if they don't come to this, when are they ever going to come?
Yeah.
It's right down the street, easy for both communities. It's at the best venue in Ohio. How do you not show up?
Yeah. I mean, you and I would be here in a heartbeat.
Oh.
If working or not, we would be here in a heartbeat. I just wonder how many will come here tonight to check it out. Look, you put 1,500 in here, it'll be electric as all get out.
100%.
Doesn't matter. But, when you start getting 60% capacity, 70, 75%, then this place starts thumping, and it's the real deal. But I'm just interested. I know a lot of people have talked about coming.
Right.
But will they end up coming? We'll find out about 7 o'clock.
If they don't come, I just turn on Q92 on the radio.
Done.
It'd be all good from home too. But no, I hope there's a good crowd for the kids. The atmosphere makes it everything, and And I think that's what the doubleheaders did. You got 4 fan bases that came into one gym. And when you got to say who's going to advance, who could I play Friday or Saturday, you have some interest. And if you had the overflow from game 2 coming on top of game 1, by the time game 1's over, it's packed.
It's already, you got a built-in atmosphere.
Yeah, but some people are like, yeah, I already bought a ticket. I might as well stay and watch this one too.
Right.
So you have a darn near sellout for 2 games.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here tonight. McKinley, Jackson, if you can't make it, we'll have it on Q92 and, of course, Q92radiosports.com. Tell you what we'll do. We'll step out. We're coming up on about 10 minutes till the top of the hour. Phone line's open, text line open. The chat room is open on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll be back with more here on 1310 WDPN.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
Established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. Got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
$1310 WDPN. We got about 8 minutes until we bid you adieu for a little while. And we'll be back on our sister station tonight, Q92, at 7 o'clock as the Bulldogs take on the Jackson Polar Bears. Myself, Lee Foster, will have the call for you tonight again on Q92 and, of course, Q92radiosports.com. On the AM tonight, Louisville Alliance and Jay Wilhelm will have the call. On our Q92 Radio YouTube channel, Christian will have the call of the West Branch boys as they play tonight at 7 o'clock. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms throughout the day and night. Matter of fact, just do it every day, 365 days a year. Why not? Once you're there, you'll love what we do. AM, FM, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you're there. Like, follow, share, comment, all those cool things. And we certainly would appreciate it. By the way, if you are watching or listening now on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That would be awfully nice. I do want to shout out, hey, we got our first big sponsor for the show, AWP Safety. Just started this week. I want to shout out to Drew and the great folks at AWP Safety. And then Drew heard me crying on the air this afternoon about I had moisture in my phone and I couldn't charge it unless I had a wireless charger. Drew shows up 20 minutes later, brought me a little little portable electronic charger here.
Did he?
Plugged it in, and so I was down to danger zone, and so we're charging that one up because I definitely
You
need
didn't
that.
bring a charger?
No, I got moisture in the phone, and I can't put the charger in it.
Oh,
it
my
goes
goodness.
It goes haywire. It's like
So you
it's
gotta-
like the Chernobyl.
So that thing's toast.
Well, for now. For now.
That thing's
But I'm
toast.
trying to figure out how the hell moisture or water got inside of this when I've not been by
Any water.
The only thing I can figure was when I came in, I had it in the side pocket. Maybe some rain somehow got. I mean, I don't
Could've
know.
been.
But appreciate Drew for doing that, and a big shout out to AWP Safety. They're on board with the Sam Bourquin Show, and we certainly do appreciate them and all they did for us last football season as well. And of course, they're on with us for our scoreboard updates on Q92 during high school basketball. So if you see anybody from AWP Safety, shout them out, tell them we said hello, and appreciate all that they do for us and everybody in the area. I still can't get over the no junior varsity.
Yeah,
It's just really eerily quiet. Like it's almost 6 o'clock.
What's the hard part is, I think the show goes 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes, and then there's an hour before it starts.
I'm
That's
good.
long.
I'm fine with that.
Hey, you like that?
I've been flapping my gum since 3. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what you're good at.
I'll take a break.
I'll take
I'll take an hour
Go
break.
get a hot dog.
Believe me. Oh, that's right. It's
Concession
not
stands
Friday.
are
I
open.
can have meat tonight.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, but Jackson is here. They just rolled in about probably 5 minutes ago. Tim Deveney just kind of coming out of the locker room. McKinley girls had a spirited practice today. Coach Gracia was
after them,
getting them ready, man. They're gonna. I think they play tomorrow.
Okay.
I think I could be wrong. There's so many games going on, but they were getting it after it today. So.
Give me your
Hopefully
predictions
they can
tonight.
keep going.
What do you think
For
tonight?
For here?
Yeah, right here.
Well, as you know, I normally do not pick games that I am broadcasting.
You don't have to pick this one. How about the other
So
ones?
I'm not gonna pick this one. I might lean one way or the other. I think Maslin tonight.
Perry Twinsburg.
Maslin comfortably. Perry Twinsburg. There's another team that, Division II state reigning finalist.
Yep, runner up
until they get knocked out.
I think Perry will win.
I don't know much about their opponent, and I do know that the way Matt Vall, I've watched him coach the last couple of years and get over injuries and just little bugaboos. I like Perry.
Yeah, I think
I like
so.
Perry tonight.
Hudson and Fitch.
Well, I'm going to base this just on some scores from teams that Hudson. They've almost been kind of a better football school
Recently.
lately than they have.
Michael Brown's up there now.
Than they have basketball. Yeah, the former Louisville Leopard. Where is that game?
I believe it's at Fitch. I want to say that Hudson chose to dive in on Fitch because they didn't want to see her mass. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think they went there. Now you got a 5-6 matchup early in a district semi. So I think it's tight.
I'll you know what? Fitch is at home. I'll take them.
Okay. West Branch and Streetsboro.
I'll go West Branch. Gavin Gregory double tonight for the Warriors. They move on.
Okay. Strasburg and Malvern.
Ooh, this is Malvern's time of year,
It is.
right? Now, this is not one of their more
Tooch.
dominating teams.
And he just won his
But-
400th game or 500th game.
The Tooch?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I hear this is it.
Oh, maybe, huh?
I hear he's done. This is his last kid coming through finally.
You'll have to let me know.
Yeah.
So we could, well, this is their time of year. I'm gonna go Malvern. They'll keep it going.
Okay. Perrysburg in Glen Oak.
Perrysburg at Glen Oak. I think Perrysburg probably. Of course, we're rooting for Glen Oak being the home team, but man, that's a long trip to make during the week.
Aviators and Leps.
I'm gonna go Alliance. unless the officials call it really super tight, then I think Louisville could have a chance.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're pretty spot on. I don't know if I disagree with you on any of them.
You know what that means? Go the other way.
Fade courtside.
Fade courtside.
Fade courtside tonight.
Oh, man, that's going to wrap it up here from the field house. Thanks to Lee for popping in, as always, on game nights. Thanks to Ryan Rainsberg back at the studio for making everything go. Thanks to our guest today, Fred Greetham from the Orange and Brown Report, Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports. Thanks to everybody for calling and texting and all that cool stuff today. We certainly appreciate that. And don't forget now, we got hoops all over the place tonight. Check us out on all your social media platforms and, of course, Q92, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and right here on AM1310 WDPN. We'll get cranked up here right around 7 o'clock tonight. Until then, don't forget, as always, go Bucks, go Browns, go Guards, go Cavs. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you in a little bit.